Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? How are we fucking doing today on this sweltering heat-filled day? Let me go to my full face right now. Wait a second. Wait. There we go. Hey, you guys like the new background? It might be a bit too bright, but that's realistic, dude. That's realistic. Why am I so loud? Because, baby, hey, at least we don't have technical difficulties like last time. Okay, at least we don't have that. Bruins, thanks for the prime. Scout Wolf, thank you for the resub. Sky's Vintage, thank you. Cat with a controller, I love your name. Thank you for the membership. Fernix, just did a quick search. The gist is very similar to the Zaza CC Luciasa drama. It's really part 2 with 7.5 times the price full. Well, we're gonna get into that. Don't worry. We're gonna get into that. Don't worry. Why do you always stream at the ass crack of dawn, dude? Listen, it's midnight. Okay, it's not. Is it dawn? Technically speaking, is it really? The FBI has granted me my request to leave early to make dinner. No worries, dude. No worries. And your baby to bed? Yeah, go ahead. No worries. Sammy Panda, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Muna, thanks for the prime. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be getting into this. The last few days, guys, it's been hell on earth. Okay. Yes, I do have a portable AC. I do have a small portable AC the size of like a small fridge. But the thing is, I've noticed something. It doesn't really do much, even on the highest setting, when it's over 36 Celsius, right? That's the thing. That it doesn't do much when it's over 36 Celsius because you have to have the window open. This is one of those portable ACs with like a tube. So if it's over 36, the heat coming in kind of counters the cold that the AC is generating. So over 36 didn't really do much, bro. Honestly, it really didn't do much. I mean, I would have died if it wasn't for the AC though. Like, let's be fucking real here. I would have been roasted. I would have had a heat stroke. So it did help me stay alive, but it didn't really do that much. Today's probably the first day where it's not as cold. Today's probably the first day where we're chilling, kind of. But my AC is still kind of on the lowest setting right now because without it, it would get hot anyway. Start sweating. That's been crazy. Anita, thanks for the prime, bro. There's been like over 100 deaths related to this heat. They've opened up like some canals and stuff that you can like swim in, but I don't think that does much, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's been really rough. And also, I'm pretty sure like I mean, some regions have had their hospitals like fully overwhelmed over this as well. Yeah, it's as if it's like a fucking pandemic. It's a heat pandemic. Guys, drink water. If you have to, wear a hat. Laughs in Australian. Isn't it winter for you right now? Isn't it fucking winter for you right now? Am I late? No, we just started. Mujin, this is my first or second time watching your live. I love watching your videos platonically, of course. Thank you, Des. Thank you. Yeah, it's been really rough, guys. It's been really, really rough. I think these are like heat waves that keep coming from like North Africa or something or whatever, but they've been crazy. They've really been like, this is fucking, we're in June, bro. I would expect this in mid-July, mid-August. We're in June. And you know what the best part is? There's another heat wave coming next week. Or the week after that. Yeah, we barely like have a week where we can chill, and there's another heat wave coming. I've already looked at the fucking weather. It is rough. It is rough, dude. It is rough. Wear sunscreen. Honestly, the sun isn't even that much of a problem. It's just like the weather itself. You know, there's no wind. There's nothing. It's just like, even if there's no sun at night, it's 28 Celsius. That's the problem. You can't sleep on 28. You know, are you able to cover Roblox Danny's World Drama? The developers ghosting the community 4 to 2 weeks. Only got caught playing Overwatch. Really? I didn't know that. I'll look into it. But right now I'm working on the, well, you know, I was going to get into that, but thanks for the 5. Shivery. Kurif, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Holy. Yeah, I was gonna get into that. I'm working on the next video right now. It's taking a bit longer because it's gonna be like, it's easily over 2 hours, maybe closer to 3 hours. I'm making a video on Teru's document, right? So yeah, it's coming along. Hopefully in the next few days, right? Hopefully in the next few days, but it's a long one because other than Teru's 111-page doc, the 2 main people in the document also made their own responses. Now, one of them is a fairly short response. It's like 10 pages. The other one has like a 100-page response. So yeah, dude, I've been busy. I've been busy, bro. I've been busy. But in the meantime, I did want to stream. I did want to stream this last week of this month. It's been very, very hot these last few days. But now we're chilling and there's a topic to talk about, which has been pretty much, I mean, the whole Marvel's Rivals community is in shambles right now over it. So we're going to do that. And yeah, it's just as messy as you might expect. It's really all over the place. And this time it involves a prize pool that's not $40,000 like with Kingsman. It involves $300,000. And I figured it would be a fun stream. Why have docs with over 100 pages become the norm? Because people keep asking for proof, right? And you'd think, a bit of proof is enough. But when you publish a document, people will really try to dig deep into your proof and try to twist it sometimes and try to use it against you. So when you have 100 pages of proof, you make it harder for them. That's kind of like the world we live in right now. What's up, Angora? So yeah, stay hydrated, guys. Stay the fuck hydrated. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I could finally watch all your member-only videos. There's like 3 of them. Or 2? There's like I mostly made it so that demonetized videos are members only. That's pretty much what I do. Like if a video gets demonetized and I try to appeal and really nothing works, I just make it members only. So there's the Diddy video. And there's of course my only age restricted video, which is that one VTuber who decided to stream porn while using Splatoon's colors as a green screen. I still think it's an amazing video, to be honest with you. It's crazy. It's crazy. Unfortunate that it got age restricted when I made it back in like 2024, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So I think that's everything, right? Still working on other stuff I spoke about, like merch and stuff. These things take time. But yeah, gonna be also releasing a long yapping video on Stacked soon, like I do every month. This time the topic that was voted on was a little known fact. I don't think I've ever spoken about this on stream, but how I technically, I got hired at Hoyoverse back in 2023. But it was like a conditional hire. I was meant to start in 2024 once I actually had my degree in my hands. But by that time, my YouTube channel had already kind of been doing well. So I was like, you know what, guys, I'll pass, right? So I'll be talking about that on Stacked. It's a fun story. The whole process was crazy. It was like a 3-month hiring process, and one of the people I spoke to is still a really good friend of mine. We still talk regularly on WhatsApp and stuff, whenever we travel and have pictures to share. And that person has gotten promoted to an extremely high position in Hoyoverse. Point is, yeah, it's funny. It's funny. But they don't like talking about work. Whenever I'm like, yo, so have you seen what went on with this and that? And they're like, yeah, but I don't really want to talk about work. Here's where I've been recently. Here's some pictures. I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Fuck it, man. Yeah. So yeah, interestingly enough, bro. Interestingly, in another world, people usually ask me what would you have done if you didn't do YouTube? Well, I'd probably be in Singapore right now working for Hoyoverse. Yeah, that's what I'd probably be doing. But this channel came in and I was like, sorry, bro. Something else came up. Your voice sounds like kinetic sand, twin. Kinetic sand? That's the first fucking time. That's why the Genshin videos stopped? No, actually. No, not at all. If anything, I started making Genshin videos because I was so passionate about the game and Hoyoverse and stuff. And my friend who works there knows about my channel too. Would you ever consider selling your models jewelry and merch? Yes. I spoke about this. What's up, Rima? I spoke about this last stream. It'll happen. I'm working on merch right now. We're going to start simple. And then eventually, once there's demand and we can prove that to suppliers, I'll make some jewelry. And we'll even make a fucking passport cover. Hell yeah. Another day, another platonic live stream. Indeed, Evan. Indeed. Why Genshin no perma sponsor? They don't sponsor. If you make Genshin content, they'll never sponsor you. That's just it. Because why would they? You're already making content for them for free. And Genshin only does sponsors people who have never interacted with their game, where they can target people who have never played their game, right? And they typically make huge marketing budgets available for that. So for example, they worked with Jaden Animations at some point. She made an entire dedicated video just for Genshin. That shit must have been 6 figures. I'm not even joking. They probably paid her 6 figures for that shit based on how many viewers she gets regularly. And that's what they focus on. They go to people who might never have had talked about gacha games and do that. That's how Genshin has always been. They don't like to sponsor their own content creators. But other games are different, like HSR and Zenless Zone Zero. I got sponsored by Zenless December 2024. That was crazy good for the 1.6 update. That was really cool. But yeah, that's how it's always been. Dude, did you guys see the fucking Japan versus Spain game today? I don't even like football, bro, but I had to watch it. I was like, dude, I kind of want Japan. I want Blue Lock to happen IRL. Bro, on the 96th minute, Brazil fucking won. I was like, wow. That was crazy, man. So unfortunate. Japan versus Brazil. Oh, sorry, not Spain, Brazil. Fucking hell, bro. How did I? Whatever, man. That's just how much I give a fuck about football. But anyway, versus Brazil. Now, Brazil's a really strong team. They've always been strong, but Japan's really good too. They were able to score one in the first half. Brazil in the early second half, they score again. But then on the 96th, I was thinking it was going to get to penalties. Nope. Yeah, Brazil took Miku. Honestly, no complaints, bro. No complaints. Brazilian Hatsune Miku, I think, is way hotter than Japanese Hatsune Miku. Let's be fucking real here, dude. Let's be totally real here, man. But I think, honestly, if you had to ask my opinion as someone who doesn't give a fuck about football, I think France is going to win again, okay? Again. France is going to win again, okay? That's just how it is. They're too strong, bro. They're way too strong, man. Dembele's crazy. Mbappe's crazy. Like, they are stacked, man. They're like a pay-to-win team. They're a fucking pay-to-win team, bro. What's up, Tourney? You feel like it could have been avoided if Warren apologized? Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. There's a lot of things that could have been avoided, I think, but yeah. So overall, dude, I think France is gonna win. You're my op now. Why? Because I think France is gonna win. Objectively speaking, they're probably like the most favored to make it to the finals at least. But I think Argentina also has a really good chance. Messi's OP too, bro. Like, the guy's fucking 41 years old, and like, what the fuck, man? Like, imagine being 20. Imagine being at your peak physical fitness, and you see a 41-year-old like screw your ass up. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It is really insane. No Portugal versus Argentina in final. I would honestly not mind if France fucks off, if we can have that, but it's just never going to happen, man. If this might be our last chance to get Portugal versus Argentina, and it's probably not going to. Listen, Portugal's weak. It's fucking weak. From what I've seen, like, Ronaldo was only able to score against like a team that was favored to lose. You know, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing exactly, bro. I don't know what's up, but yeah, all eyes on Messi right now. All eyes on Messi. Dark Pace, thanks for the tier 1. 26 months. Holy shit, man. That's enough to have like almost 5 babies. What's up, little Anita? Holland is so memeable, bro. He is the easiest player to draw caricatures of. He's like a living, breathing caricature. The guy always like smiles so wide. He's just goofy. He's just goofy, man. You're welcome, Pistol. You're welcome. So yeah. Mujin making sure the citizenship office watching his streams right now knows his loyalties for faster acceptance. Dude, listen, you want to know the easiest way to get accepted as a French citizen when you want to naturalize? Just pay your taxes, okay? Just pay your fucking taxes, man. That's it, man. Just pay your taxes and speak the language. That's it. That's it, dude. It's that simple. That's probably the most important thing. That's it, really. Anomaly, thank you for the Prime. Find my login info to give you my Prime sub. Holy shit. Wow. So based. Anyway, let's get right into this. Lukemi Mami, thank you for the 3 months. All right. Bujin, is this drama funny or cringe? Honestly, dude, it depends on your definition of funny or cringe. It depends, dude. Did you find the whole Demi situation, like getting railed on Steve? Did you find that funny or cringe? You know, that's the kind of, because some people find it really funny, some people find it really cringe. It really depends. All right, let's get into it. Let me switch scenes. Desktop scene. Federux with the 50. Holy shit. Bro. Every time, bro. I got to reach out to my partner manager and be like, is there a way to ban people from donating on YouTube, bro? Federux, you're crazy. Thank you so much for the 50. Hope you guys, don't dodge that. That's crazy. Holy. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. All right. And here we go. Look at all these tabs, bro. Look at all these tabs. Yeah, I didn't dodge. Congratulations. Federux, you absolute Giga Chad. Hikuri, thanks for the prime. All right. So, you saw that Haaland meme pick? Which one, bro? Which one? Fucking which one, dude? Which one? There are so many. Holy Twitter tabs. Yes, we have a lot of tabs, guys. We're about to get right into this shit. We're about to get right into this. Kalia33, thank you for the prime. We're about to get right into this shit, dude. So, we're starting. No, we're not starting with Overwatch's origin. Okay. We're starting just with Overwatch World Cup. Okay. So, Overwatch World Cup started out in 2016. I remember when I was a teenager, still in love with the release of Overwatch, seeing the World Cup, I was like, wow. Of course my country's not in there, but still, wow, a World Cup for a game. Who did this before? Really? Schizoid for realsies. Amazing name. Thanks for the membership. So this happened back at BlizzCon 2016, and it was pretty much like, it's self-explanatory. It's World Cup. Now, as far as I remember, though, these were all people who played Overwatch, okay? The people participating, and they were also voted on by the community. So the community voted who? So I think it was done in a very good way, because this really meant that a lot of people playing were somewhat on the same level, or at least have dedicated enough time to this game to understand how it works, and all had their specialties established already, right? It was actually a pretty fucking awesome success back then. And I'm pretty sure that, I don't think the prize pool was like that. No, it was $300,000, same thing. And it was even like broadcast on TBS, a cable network in the US. So it went really well. It went really, really well. So Marvel Rivals decided to do the same thing. They were like, you know what? The World Cup's going on right now for football. Let's do this shit for Marvel Rivals too. And so look, Marvel Rivals has always been known to do a lot of tournaments. This is like part of their marketing strategy. They will reach out to people who have never played this game before, who have literally never streamed it before, and be like, yo, can you organize a tournament? With the effort of reaching people who've literally never played it. They're really trying to broaden their demographic. Of course, as we saw with the whole like Kingsman tournament back in January, sometimes that doesn't really always work out, okay? Sometimes, especially when there's money involved, sometimes things can get nasty. So in this case, they invited 72 streamers that represented 12 different regions. Okay. So you had all sorts of teams like Team APAC United. So I guess this is like Asia in general, Team Australia, Japan, South Korea, Brazil, Canada, United States, etc. Right. So they had a bunch of teams. It wasn't meant to represent the whole world. Skybanet, thanks for the 5. And so overall, people were excited. Okay, especially seeing that it was at such a large prize pool. I don't think there's ever been a bigger prize pool for Marvel Rivals. $300,000. That's a lot of money. And so what people were most excited about, as you can see from this tweet right here, were Team Canada and Team United States. Team Canada had Doki Bird. It had a pro player, Aramori. It had Surefour. Surefour, of course, was a pro player for Overwatch, plays Marvel Rivals now, I guess. You had Warren, who also was a top 500. Just keep in mind who Warren is, but he was a top 500 hitscan player at Overwatch, still is. And you have XQC, who was, obviously a pro player for Overwatch, played tank, played Winston. So there's that. When it came to Team United States, you had Kingsman, of course. You had J3, who is a pro Overwatch player. You had Flats, who is also a pro Overwatch player who plays Deadlock and Marvel Rivals, all sorts of things. And, you had the celebrity invite, which was Emiru, right? And Silky. So overall, this was about to be very interesting because you had a mix of people who really knew how to play the game and people who probably didn't, not as much at least, right? So reactions initially were very positive. Okay, Kingsman was very excited. He's like, representing the US, let's go. Aramori was so excited to represent Canada. Flats was very excited to represent the US. Doki was very excited to represent Canada. Overall, people were very excited, right? This was not just your regular Marvel Rivals tournament. This was $300,000, a lot of money, but also it represented their countries, right? So if you won, you weren't just winning for the money, you were representing your country, right? And so this is where we get to Warren. Now, yes, of course, his His account is protected. Okay. His account is currently closed, right? We're gonna get to why, but point is the main thing here, the main topic is about Warren, the player Warren. And he, of course, was on the team Canada. As you saw here. He was on Team Canada with XCC Shore 4, Fan, Doki Bird, and Aramori. Now, Warren has always, when he played this game and made content out of it, he would always main one character, and it would be Squirrel Girl, okay? And his titles were always the same, right? Rage baiting streamers, okay? Tilting players, tilting streamers. Like, he was just on purpose selecting Squirrel Girl. She's not like a high meta character, as far as I know. She definitely needs a buff. And so, the reaction typically is like, why are you picking Squirrel Girl? Pick someone else. So this was kind of like his content. This has always been his content when it comes to Marvel Rivals. He didn't really play this game often, since he was mainly an Overwatch streamer, and he was a hit scan player, which means like, hit scan, if anyone isn't familiar, it's like Counter-Strike is hit scan, right? It's like you just you move your mouse and you try to headshot by clicking, right? So as the tournament was starting, as it was going on, as the excitement was starting to fade, and as people were starting to realize what actually was, you'd start seeing people like Kaiji, a content creator in the tournament, kind of complain. He's like, look, I'm a strategist content creator. Strategist is a role in the game, but he has to play duelist, which is more like a damage dealer, just to stand a chance with my team in this Creator World Cup tournament. I'm having fun, but the teams are so insanely unbalanced. So this was kind of like the sentiment, and Aramori also agreed. She's also, Team Canada with Warren on the same team. She says, this is my only problem with these tournaments. I would love to play my main role, but it's very hard to. I wonder what a tournament where every captain is the same role would look like. So the complaint was, we can't even play the roles that we are specialized in a tournament with over $300,000 prize pool, because we have to sacrifice things by playing another role in order to win, because not everyone here is on the same skill level, right? This person would make a tweet saying, what is NetEase's obsession? NetEase is the developer of Marvel Rivals, with making tournaments with huge prize pools, then putting pro players in with streamers that don't even play the game. And Aramori would like this tweet. She would agree, right? So what is the obsession of the developer to make these very high prize pool tournaments with a mix of people who barely play the game, who barely are like on a pro level, versus people who are on a pro level? Like, what's the idea here, right? And so you'd see another streamer here say the same thing, Boger. He'd say,
cheered X100, I need Mujin to tuck me into bed and kiss me to sleep, Sedge dual style.
Bro, that is not platonic, Dodika. That is not fucking platonic, bro. That is not platonic at all, man. Hey, tuck yourself into bed, dude. I could do it only platonically, though. So Boger would say, I have learned from my various events that balancing these events around your top 500 player being a support is just bad. DPS and tanks have way more agency in this game, and you simply can't do much on strategy to complete. So a lot of people who might be skilled are forced to be support, right? Because they can't do what they always do. They can't pick the roles that they always do, because they have to like sacrifice this by becoming a duelist when they're a strategist, or support when they're duelist, etc., right? And so the US versus Canada would go up against each other, right? This is the score. This is how it ended. Not a single, I'm pretty sure not a single elimination on Team Canada. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. On Team US, 14, 18, 23, 19, 6, 16. Any Canadians in the chat? Any Canadians in the chat, bro? Any Canadians? I was waiting for this exact moment. Thank you, Nokucho. Thank you. Yeah. My condolences to all Canadians. At least you guys made it to round of 16 in the World Cup, the Football World Cup. Congrats on that. But here, nah, bro. You got to get better players to represent you, man. So yeah, whole team got eviscerated. It was like apps. It was genuinely like a massacre. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Versus 14, 18, 23, 19, 6, 16. This was like, it wasn't even the same elo. Okay. It's like if you're playing chess and you had a new player play against Magnus Carlsen, like it was just not even close. And so Someone would make this tweet saying, this 300k tourney has to be the most unbalanced thing I've ever seen. It's legit looking like my ranked games out there where one team is fully negative lol, and it literally is, right? Someone else would say Marvel Rivals tournaments low-key feel like a money laundering scheme because how is the matchmaking this horrendous? That's a very interesting take, but like this money laundering, huh? Shroud was supposed to be in Team Canada but couldn't make it right before the tourney. Do you know who replaced him in particular? I don't know if Shroud would have made a big difference, bro, because listen, XQC at the end of the day, he was a pro player, okay? And Marvel Rivals is different from Overwatch, yes, but still, you have game sense, you have logic. He couldn't even get a single kill either. Getting big creators that don't play the game to promote your game in a World Cup was not the brightest idea. Maybe in a pro AM. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, dude, because we're barely scratching the surface here. We're barely scratching the surface. Doki always in these situations, bro. It's simply because she's always in Marvel Rivals tournaments. And every time there's a Marvel Rivals tournament, it's chaos. So she always finds herself in the middle of chaos. Yeah. So many tweets here would be blaming NetEase, the developer behind Marvel Rivals. They'd be blaming them for this outcome initially, right? NetEase should stop inviting Overwatch content creators like Warren and Frogger to events when it's clear they both, as well as their communities, have disdain for the game. Let them laugh at us for free. Don't put money in their pocket. They will never drop Overwatch. Sponsor Marvel Rivals content creators. At this point, these events are not bringing anyone new in, especially when the less experienced are being clip farmed by Kingsman and co. It's boring for them. It doesn't look fun for the people on the other side. You have got to find another way to promote the game. And then they would say, after ruminating on it, I take back the Frogger comment. So now the whole tweet was just meant to be versus Warren. So Warren was already kind of being blamed as well as NetEase for this. You're not seeing specifications just yet as to why, but we're going to get into that. We're gonna be watching some videos together. Now, Warren would make some tweets about this. He would make some tweets about this. But since he protected his account, they're gone. But wait, give me a sec. Give me just a sec. They're written down here somewhere. So Warren... Warren would essentially say that he enjoys Marvel Rivals, he enjoys it off stream, and that he tried his best, etc., etc. Now his replies were kind of positive, mostly, right? Like saying that at least he tried it and it was for fun. He didn't have time to practice. It was him replying to J3 first. Okay. But overall, nothing was like negative just yet. Nothing was just negative just yet, right? Or you know what? Forget about this because Warren wouldn't make this tweet until J3 would make it first. Yeah. I got the timelines bad here because, there was confusion because he did protect his account. So anyway, forget about it. Point is, right now, mostly versus NetEase. The problem was versus NetEase. Warren was being mentioned from time to time, but honestly, the whole team sucked, right? The whole team got eviscerated. What would really kind of, let's say, not just fuel the drama, what would kind of like light it ablaze, or at least start the light, was J3, okay? This really was what kind of made this into a drama, let's say. I think, from what I've seen so far, this is kind of what I could say. This is really what kind of lit the match. And so J3 would say, opinions on the Marvel Rivals World Cup so far. Wish there were more advertisement in general. It's good that they got people who are familiar with the game but don't main Rivals. Great for reaching a new audience. If you're going to get invited to a $300,000 tournament, probably should learn more than Squirrel Girl. A lot of people would give anything for an opportunity like this. Okay. So obviously this right here, he's referring directly to Warren. Straight up. Like, this is as subtweety as it gets. Might as well just put his name here at this point. A lot of visibility to different countries and streamers like Team Brazil, which had really good players, and Team America United, who kicked our ass 2-0. This is the first test run for a World Cup in Marvel Rivals. Hopefully it grows into something beautiful. Would love to have more countries participate and also more LAN events. Where are your guys' thoughts, and did I miss anything? So someone would say, I played 40 hours of Marvel when it launched, then I stopped. They called me to play on Thursday. I installed the game and spent 13 hours playing only support to understand my role. It was crazy for me in Brazil as a team. Now I'm Plat 2, let's go. To which Jay would say, hey, you're the GOAT. If I got invited to a huge tournament, I'd be grinding just like you. Congrats on making it to the top 8. So, in a nutshell, he was really just speaking about Warren, right? So someone would point this out. He'd reply saying, dunking on Warren for participating and trying his best in a game he doesn't play anymore against your overly stacked team is actually sad, Jay. To which Jay would say, if I get invited to an Overwatch tournament, should I jump on the Junkrat? If we lose, my excuse could be, I tried my best, but I don't play this game anymore. Doesn't matter what game. If I was invited to a tournament with a huge prize pool, I'm going to learn that game. Someone else would say, do you hear yourself? Like, genuinely, he was given just 2 days to learn a new character. But what would that do against stacked teams like yours? It's impossible to learn a game, includes all the characters and metas in 2 days, and you should know that. So things were starting to get spicy here, right? Like, this is really when things kind of, when the fire was lit. And already you saw people kind of like arguing about like what the point was about talking about Warren, about making this into a drama. Because this like happens almost every tournament, and Marvel Rivals players, the actual Marvel Rivals players, are tired of this, right? So yeah. Now Warren would quote tweet this, and these are the tweets right here that I was trying to mention that are protected, okay? And so in this video by Rogue MR, he had recorded it before he had protected his account, so we can actually see. So he'd quote tweet J3, and he'd say, just to clarify, I only had a few days from the moment I was invited to the actual tournament. It was pitched as a creator tournament, so I accepted. Like always, every day off stream, I practiced my mains, Squirrel and Nammer, and tried to pick up Cyclops. He got banned nonstop. Fueling the fire by calling me names, a one-trick, lazy, etc. when I played 4+ different characters and offered to play more both before and during the tournament is just clear pandering to an already toxic mob. If you were watching, I was shaded nonstop by various creators and their communities from the get-go. Do you think that's what I wanted to happen? What I expected from today? Absolutely fucking not, lol. Now I'm seeing casters, analysts, J3 of all people, adding to it. So, hey, shit was already getting nasty, bro. Okay? So look, as a recap, huge tournament, $300,000, right? Team Canada versus Team USA. Team Canada gets absolutely destroyed by Team USA. Couldn't even get one single kill. And people started to blame one player in particular on the Canada team, Warren, for kind of throwing, right? For throwing and not taking this seriously and not playing the characters that he should have played. One of the people that blamed him by subtweeting was a big Overwatch streamer by the name of J3. And now this is Warren kind of defending himself to J3 calling him out. So after his defense saying, hey, listen, I only had a few days, whatever, multiple people would quote tweet him, and this would, of course, explode even further. Someone would say, man throws a literal $300,000 tournament on Squirrel Girl. Twitter, be nice to him. Oh my God, he's just a baby. Woman plays Widow in $40,000 tourney. Twitter, awful human being. How dare she play Widow? 6 months of endless harassments and threats now. Women always get the short end of the stick, and esports is so sad. Like, literally, just look at how Aramori is being treated. We're going to get to Aramori. But already, people were starting to compare the situation to what happened with Kingsman back in January, right? Already, people were starting to, whether it was defending Zaza or shitting on her even more, people were making these comparisons between Warren and Zaza, right? Which is why, like, the thumbnail says Zaza 2.0. It's not clickbait because many people started doing that. So already that was a differentiation. And look, again, more people are going to talk about this and compare these two, but I don't think that what happened with Kingsman was similar to this. As far as I know, these were teams that were made up somewhat randomly. And there was no like, and I think the main issue with Kingsman wasn't like the whole like $40,000 prize pool specifically. It was more like CC picked him because he was a good player and then refused to respect him or even listen to him once he was on the team, to the point where they antagonized him instead and made him feel like he was wrong and eventually kicked him from the tournament, right? Completely different here, right? This is someone that is being blamed for not trying at the game. There's a reason like the whole Kingsman situation blew up to the point where it had become mainstream. This probably will not become mainstream. Yeah, this was a fixed teams, not draft. So you wouldn't like choose who's who. So you kind of got put with people that you didn't know, and you had no choice in that. That's also a massive difference. Transnack with a 5. The dogs at the shelter I work at say hi, and by that I mean they're being extremely loud and I can't hear you even with my headphones in. Ugh, lol. that's that's unfortunate, dude. That's unfortunate. Maybe they're just really excited to see the stream. But yeah, say hi to them. So yeah, I don't know if I'd actually compare him to Zaza just yet. But look, you might change your mind as we keep going into this, because there are clips of the stream with Warren, of course, that we'll see the team dynamic and you'll be able to make up your own mind. But I don't think this is like as huge. This is why it's probably not going to be a main video either. This is why I chose to stream it, because it's still somewhat niche. It's still people pissed at someone in particular towards a tournament that didn't really make it that big. So someone else would quote tweet what Warren said when he was defending himself, saying, "With all due respect, if I was offered to play in a $300,000 tournament on tank in Overwatch, I would instantly start practicing any and all heroes my team needed for the win. You're a champion hitscan player in Overwatch, and you couldn't spend 30 minutes in the practice range picking up our hitscans, which are objectively easier than Overwatch. Phoenix, Cyclops, and Gila are some of the easiest designed heroes in the game, and it wouldn't take much effort at all for you to transfer your skills to our game." So there was that too. Squirrel Girl is not hitscan. He's a hit scan specialist. He didn't even try to play a hit scan, right? So that also didn't really make much sense to some people. Hydration break. I don't hate Warren, but the clip of him talking about his teammates gave me the ick. We're going to get to that. Don't worry. Full context here. So another person who would reply to his tweet would be Aramori. Okay. The pro player who was on Team Canada. She was with him. So she would say this to Warren. She'd say, "Girl, we suggested Ultron. You picked it. We played well. And you said, no, this is too easy. I'm going back to Squirrel Girl." Like, there's obviously tournament issues, but yeah, some of the blame is on you as well. When I was invited to an Overwatch tournament, I was playing 6 hours a day every day for 3 days beforehand. Marvel Rivals is not a hard game, man, especially with Overwatch experience. Yes, there were other issues on our team. I myself made silly mistakes, but yes, having a hero pool of SG and SG is Squirrel Girl and Namor is really, really hard for a team to work around and is on you, dude. To which Warren would say, "Played it well is hilarious considering it was half a quick play. People were leaving the other team and I didn't know 2/3 of the abilities even did. What 2/3 of the abilities even did. I clearly was uncomfortable and any of the teams we played against would have eaten me alive floating around like a moron." Okay, so it was already getting heated. Now, what would she say in reply to this? She'd say, "Bro, I played Mauga in Overwatch tourney with 0 playtime, no knowledge on what his guns do, and ran around having the most damage in the lobby. I know it's different, but surely we can just pick up a hit scan character and shoot them. Like, you're a good player, you'll figure it out." Warren would then say, "What I'm saying is, I understand I'm bad and clearly wasn't as good as other players in our region. That's for sure. No matter how you twist it and make it sound like I could have played other characters, it was a wash either way, and you throwing all the blame on me is sad, really." To which Aramori would reply with, "Bro," with an image of the tweet she had already made first, like the first reply, highlighting the fact that she said, "But yes, some of the blame is on you as well." So she's saying, like, bro, I'm not just blaming you individually, specifically. I'm saying you are to blame, just like other reasons, are to blame too. So, yes, guys, I know there's a lot of tabs. Welcome to a Mugen stream. That's how it goes over here, bro. I don't even think this is the most tabs I've had on stream. So, yeah, definitely gonna get used to that. At some point, my Chrome tab, just said not enough memory. I have 64 gigs of RAM, bro. But it was because I had Teru's document open as well as the responses. So I had multiple documents that are over 100 pages open as well as multiple tabs. Yeah, my Chrome was like, nah, man, I'm good. Phoenix with a 10. For some extra context for people who don't play Rivals, Phoenix is one of the rarest DPS to see in quick play and ranked, and she's very difficult to use and got heavily nerfed a while back, so yes. Phoenix, yeah, okay. Got you. Mugen, why do you use Chrome? I don't know, I just got used to it, bro. I know there's better browsers out there. I took a sponsor a while back, like 2 years ago or some shit, with Opera GX. So which made me download the browser and use it. It was the customization was cool, but I don't really care, man. I don't really care. I know Brave is good and other shit's good too, but I don't know. Chrome has always been what I used. It's terrible for RAM. I know. Believe me, I know. But yeah, some people get 64 gigs of RAM for rendering. Some get them for software. I get them just to run Chrome. What's your PC specs? It's 4090 i9, 64 gigs of RAM, two 2 terabyte SSDs, and one 8 terabyte SSD. It's if I said that shit 2 years ago, it would be like, oh, cool. Now it's such a flex. I'm not even trying to flex. I'm just telling you my fucking shit. But now it's such a flex. And I think my power supply is like 1,000 watts. Yeah. Am I forgetting anything else? Oh yeah, the motherboard. I don't forget. It's like an Asus ROG, whatever. Yeah, something like that. And liquid cooling on the CPU. Yeah. All that for Chrome? Hell yeah. 1 terabyte SSD? No, I have two 2 terabyte SSD. I mean, I can just show you. Wait, give me a sec. I just want to make sure I don't leak anything. Yeah, am I leaking anything? No. All right, here we go. I'm not leaking anything. Yeah, no. Yeah, here we go. So 2 terabytes, 2 terabytes, 8 terabytes. Dude, you know, it's not even 8 terabytes, bro. It's 7.27, man. That's such a scam. I should sue Samsung. But yeah. Sorry to distract you, but ever planning to play Outer Wilds? I know it's kind of associated with that last video, but it's one of the best games ever. I've heard so much about it. I own it in my library. Never really played it. Might just do that. Maybe on my own time. And if I do that, I'll let you know, guys, on the stream. Paraguay lost? Hey, man. My condolences. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it, dude. The 8 terabyte one, I got it like as prices were rising. I was like, oh, hell no. This shit's going to be so expensive. Let me just get it now. And I did. And now it's more than doubled. It's like, I think by the end of the year, it'll be like 2,000 euros just for this. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Why do you sound like you're drunk? Look, you guys have never heard me when I'm drunk. I'm just drunk on life, bro. I'm just drunk on life. In any case, now this went from being subtweeted. Will you be doing that during Outer Wilds? Bro, I saw so many comments being like so sad that out of all the games, she had to be playing Outer Wilds when that happened, right? They were like, dude, please, this is such a good game. Why the fuck is it in the center of this incident? It's like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that like everyone's talking about a VTuber getting railed during this game in particular. I'm sorry, bro. It's now so many people are going to associate that game with getting railed. It's so unfortunate. It was so unfortunate. But yeah, anyway, in any case, look, right now it was getting nasty. Why? Warren got subtweeted, he replied, and now he's starting to get into conflict publicly with one of his teammates, okay? Even though they lost. But this was one of his teammates. Aramori was one of his teammates, and they're out there airing their dirty laundry, arguing in front of everyone. Mom and dad were fighting, pretty much, right? So look, her going after him like this, it was a mixed bag. Some people were fully into it. Some people weren't. Like this person here saying, I used to respect Aramori for being such a vocal woman pro player in a male-dominated scene, but this behavior is deadass just mean and cruel. I'm a collegiate player, so I would never even dream of shit-talking my teammates on Twitter. So unprofessional, needlessly cruel, right? So here you can see someone arguing with them saying, it's mean to call out someone for throwing a $300,000 tourney when you have 5 teammates depending on you. So really, it was all over the place. It was really all over the place. Sriracha, thank you so much for the 5. Mild Chills, thanks so much for the 5. Message retracted. Why? What happened, bro? What? I'm pretty sure there was no message. So yeah. Someone else would quote tweet Aramori saying, I don't even go here, but it kind of looks like you all sucked really bad, dookie, low key. Like, honestly, this whole thing is just insufferably annoying and you're all scapegoating something that goes beyond this guy, LMAO. So there's also this perspective, right? It's the fact that, look, you guys got absolutely dominated, eviscerated, destroyed. Where the fuck was that image of the score? Oh, right here. You guys got destroyed, eviscerated, like crushed, but like this is a 6v6 type game. The fact that none of you got kills doesn't necessarily mean that it's Warren's fault, you know? Again, this is also something where when people compare this to the Kingsman situation, it's different. Because the Kingsman situation, Kingsman was carrying every single fucking game, while Zaza was just feeding. There's a difference. If everyone here, like, it would be very different if everyone here had 10 kills and Warren had 0. That would be very, 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 very different. But the fact that everyone sucked equally, this is where it gets tricky, right? This isn't like a black and white situation. But because we're on Twitter right now, there's no such thing as nuance. You either think Warren is terrible or you think Warren is innocent. There's no like, you know what? Maybe everyone here sucks. No, there's no such thing. Okay. That's just how Twitter works. What do you mean? What do you mean doesn't everyone play Outer Wilds like that? Thanks for the 5, bro. How many of you have gooned to fucking Outer? It's a serious game, isn't it? It's like one of the, I keep hearing it's one of the best games ever. It changes your life. Why the fuck would you ever do that during Outer Wilds, man? Yo, Gip, thanks so much for gifting Froggy a sub. So this is someone else also quote tweeting Aramori saying, I was on here for like 5 seconds and saw someone hating on Aramori, and maybe I'm missing context, but Kingsman made a whole video calling people out and everyone was cheering him on. Aramori's replying to someone who played badly in a $300,000 tournament and suddenly it's toxic. Again, this is really like, people were really trying very hard to make this into a Kingsman 2.0 situation. I don't think it is on the same level because the reason why this is happening is kind of different, but some of you might disagree. It's up to you to decide. But me personally, I don't think it's on that same level, right? Like that shit, what happened to Kingsman was like a fucking anime. It was like a, it was like a movie, like where you had a main character who had everything bad happen to him and he went through a road of redemption. This is different. So as this was happening, this all kind of happened within the span of 24 hours on June 27th, right? As this was all happening, Warren would post this clip of him streaming with his teammates, his Team Canada teammates, saying, the vibes went from immaculate to shit from butt. Let's see what's up.
Let's watch this video.
Like, good tank. Like, I think we're okay.
Yeah, good single tank.
Have you played Ultron before?
Nope, never in my life.
Have you played Rocket before?
Nope. No, I'm a Squirrel Girl Demon. Tell him.
No, I believe
this guy can throw a net, trust me.
Well, I could try the triple support. Do you want me to do the Ultron? Or would you rather
the time
Rocket?
to do Ultron was like 2 games ago, dude. Or play whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Let's just have fun.
And I don't blame Aramori.
So yeah, the vibes were immaculate. Look, essentially what was going on during the tournament was he was playing Squirrel Girl. He wasn't switching. They wanted him to play Ultron. They had played some quick plays before, and they had told him to like play Ultron. It would have worked best in their favor, but he kept insisting on playing Squirrel Girl. And yeah, you know, as you can tell, by that point, they had only 2 games left. They weren't performing so well. And Aramori was just straight up like, look, bro, like, you should have switched 2 games ago. Do whatever you want, man. So she would quote tweet this clip and say, you're saying you can fill after we are already out of the tournament. Of course I'm tilted, bro. Lol, what? It's 300K. My bad. Next time I'll tell you it's not your fault for picking Squirrel Girl over and over. Jeffrey with a 2 saying, everybody play doo-doo, doc shit, blame, NetEase. That's also a take, you know, that's also an opinion that many had. I keep doing 2x speed, but this is live. Press 1 in the chat if you watch my videos on 2x. Press 2 in the chat if you watch it on 1x. I'm curious. I think a lot of people watch my shit on 2x. I think a lot of people watch my shit on... Oh, that's way more 2s than I expect. Twitch is just 2. Twitch is just 2. YouTube is more divided. Interesting. Depends how long the video is. Yeah, I think a lot of you will be on 2x for the next video, guys. Next video is going to be like close to 3 hours. Next video is going to be close to 3 hours, guys. So, I watched the Cinder video on 2x. Everything else is typically 1.5. Yeah, I mean, it's a 6-hour video. That's totally understandable. I think the only people who watch that 6-hour video on 1x are people who use it to sleep. Yeah. What's it about? It's about my last stream. It's about Teru's 111-page document about an AI artist. Because there's that document to go through, but also the 2 response documents from people who were in the document itself. So, yeah. That screenshot, Team Canada had 3 hit scan DPS. They should have gone triple sup because that's a bad comp. So this was inevitable in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's what she was kind of saying. That's what Aramori was kind of saying. Like, you have some of the blame, not all of it. We all screwed up, but yeah, overall, like the team was absolutely fucking chalked, man, compared to that other team. But you have a Twitch. Twitch is better than YouTube for streaming, in my opinion. It depends how many ads you're willing to take. If you're subbed, I think so. But if you're not, then the ads will probably get annoying. But yeah, I do have a Twitch. How long before someone throws a match because of prediction markets? That's a very good point, dude. Prediction markets are so cancer, man. They're so cancer. Recently, I saw that Timothée Chalamet did a fucking ad for Kalshi. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, bro, what? Why would you make an ad for that shit? Like, what? You don't make enough money? You don't have enough fucking, like why would you do that? Prediction markets are cancer, man. I don't know. I just really hope that people wake up and outlaw that shit immediately. Like, that shit would have never flown by 20 years ago. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. Someone like at some point in France, someone went to the weather agency.
Delicud cheered X100
And-
M Mujinai. I have something important to say. Blushes him always saying some degenerate.
Dodicud, are you
shit like
drunk again,
Mujin,
dude?
Please tickle my pickle or Mujin.
Are you drunk again,
please
bro?
Put commie in my tummy, but it
Oh
doesn't
my God,
tail. It
bro.
shows
Oh,
my
hell, how do I skip this
appreciation
shit,
and
bro?
love to you. That's
Oh,
why
hell no, bro.
I have an important question to ask you. Blushing so hard he almost looks like Donald Trump with a sunburn. Plaza G, go on a date with me. PLZ.
Bro.
Almost collapsing trough
Wait.
hyperventilation.
Wait.
Knots that I want you to go. Blushes.
Okay, thanks. Gip with the 24 gifted on Twitch. What the fuck? What's up, Vulture? Gip. Oh my God, bro. Gip, you're gonna get banned, bro. Thank you so much. Dodica, thanks for the 100 bits. Yeah. Take a break for 10 minutes, bro. Take a break. Listen, I really recommend to not get drunk when you watch my stream. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying some dude took a fucking hair dryer, went to the National Weather Agency in France, and went to like a thermometer they use to kind of like predict the temperature, or at least to track the temperature. And he used that to increase it and win a bet on whether Polymarket or Kalshi, I don't know what it was, but it was a weather bet. It was like, is it going to reach 20 Celsius today? He fucking used that, increased it for like 5 minutes. The bet was cleared. He took his money and left. Like, if this shit isn't stopped, society as a whole, like its infrastructure and its systems and its administrative processes will start falling apart and crumbling just for a few bets every day. That's where we're headed, unless someone fucking does something. There needs to be legislation to outlaw them, to just make them go away. Otherwise, yeah, I don't want to know where we're going to be, especially now, right? Because people, of course, you know, there's of course a lot of desperation going on these days. Why did you time them out? The rules said you can be a degen as long as you don't break TOS. I'm pretty sure when you mention cummies, I'm pretty sure that's breaking TOS. I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say that it might be. Anyway, a little break isn't gonna hurt. It's not like we banned him. This is getting a YouTube video? No, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I really don't know. It depends how much more it blows up, but as of now, probably not. Anyway, recap, just in case you joined the stream now. There was a $300,000 Marvel Rivals World Cup tournament. Team Canada versus Team US go up against each other. Team Canada gets absolutely destroyed. None of them can even get one kill. It was horrendous. People start pointing the fingers at both the developer that made the tournament, but also at one player called Warren because he refused to switch off of one character, which was Squirrel Girl. J3, an Overwatch Pro player who was in the tournament, would subtweet Warren. Warren would reply, and one of his teammates, Aramori, would be kind of going head to head with him, right? And then he would post a clip, kind of trying to show that the vibes were not immaculate. But it was kind of caused by him because he wasn't switching from Squirrel Girl. They had 2 more games to play. By that point, they were already out of the tournament. Only then he said, I can switch. And Aramori was like, bro, you should have done that 2 games ago, but whatever, as long as you're having fun. So Aramori would quote tweet that video and say, you're saying you can fill after we are already out of the tournament. Of course I'm tilted, bro. Lol, what? It's $300,000. My bad. Next time I'll tell you it's not your fault for picking Squirrel Girl over and over. Part-time Pixie, thanks so much for the 5 and the hype train. Much appreciated. Thank you, Pixie. And so she then continues saying, yes, there were other issues. Yes, 100,000%, myself included, but I don't want to sit here and let Warren TV act like, woe is me. She was so mean. I got Zazad in a tournament, 10 times the price pool as Basim's. Bro, oh my God, Kingsman was so much meaner and got a bajillion followers. If I'm silent, I'm a quiet pushover who can't lead. If I take charge and lead, I'm a bitch. Can't win. Go next. So, look, 2.5 million views. This really would like get a lot of attention. I think this really was. So I'd say like J3 was the one who kind of lit the match, and this was what added fuel to that fire. Again, I don't know if I would agree with her assessment of saying she got Zazad, because back during the tournament, back during Basim's tournament with Kingsman didn't fuck up, right? That's what made the whole narrative so different. The guy was essentially, his performance in game was perfect. He was owning, he was carrying like crazy, and he was mistreated, he was disrespected, etc. Here it's kind of different because the whole team sucked ass. It's kind of different because the whole team sucked ass, not a single kill. So this whole narrative that it's the same exact thing doesn't really, it can't really work. And I don't know what that last sentence was for. I don't know if this was necessary. Oh my God, Kingsman was so much meaner and got a bajillion followers. Like, are you expecting that too? I don't know, bro. You know, like there's really no need to even mention this. But I do understand the last part though. You know, this whole dilemma or this whole thing where it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If she's silent, she's a pushover. If she takes charge and lead, she's a bitch. That's how it goes. You know, when it comes to drama on Twitter, that's how it goes. You know, you're always put into the 2 choices, and those 2 choices suck. So I get that. But of course, a lot of replies on this post, some people agreeing with her, some people disagreeing with her. Like this person saying, this is the mindset of someone who just isn't a competitor, especially to post about it afterward, making it seem like you're the bad guy for wanting to win. Lol, don't sweat over this, babe. Okay, this is someone who's siding with Aramori. So, you know, not to say that there are some people who didn't side with her, right? Mujan, take a water break, please. I already did like 2 minutes ago. All right, fine. Water break then. Kingsman mean? Yeah, I don't think he was mean either. I don't think he was. Again, I don't know why that last sentence was necessary. He was rightfully kind of pissed off a couple times, but he never insulted his teammates. He never like called Zaza a bitch. He never like said that they're useless. He was never toxic. You're just like, listen, bro, I think it would be best if you switched because, you know, right now this isn't working out, right? And I think that's also another thing too. Like, because I made a video about it and there were a lot of comments and I got to see so many different opinions. And I think one of the main things that made people appreciate Kingsman so much was that they placed themselves in his shoes and they were like, if I was in his shoes, I would have not been able to keep my mouth shut. Like I would have gone ham on these bitches. I would have gone crazy. I would have insulted them or whatever, you know? But seeing that he held his tongue, kept his cool, and still got kicked out, that's what really made the Kingsman situation so special. It's not something that can just be reproduced. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Like, it's not just what the girls did to him it's how he reacted to it too. Like, that's the thing. There are so many different variables that made the Kingsman situation as big as it was. And one variable being different would have affected how viral it went. So this right here is not really the same thing. I really don't think so. And even mentioning Zaza or Kingsman or whatever, it's useless. Like, why are we bringing this shit up every time there's a Marvel Rivals drama is useless, especially when the situation's so different. Yo, Peachy, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, that's what made Kingsman respectable. You know, the fact that he was kicked out without justification. Exactly, Darian. The fact that he held his tongue. He was a gentleman. He was shat on by 3 different people, disrespected. Everyone he spoke to, by the way, as well, like that other guy, like his name I think was Entei, was also siding with them, and he was shitting on Kingsman. Like, he really was getting shut on from every direction, and he still kept his like, he held his tongue. So if he had just crashed out once, if he had just burst out of anger just once, things would have been very, very different. And he made the video not because he wanted attention or because he wanted this to be his viral moment. He just did it because he was like, bro, I got kicked out and no one is siding with me. But I know that there's something wrong. Like, I can't be crazy. I have to make this video to defend myself. But that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. Yeah, Warren is a pro hit skin in Overwatch. Yeah, that's something I mentioned earlier in the stream. So yeah, you know, that clip that Warren had posted trying to make it seem like the vibes were terrible, that you know, the team wasn't working out, it didn't help him. You know, yes, the team sucked, but he was trying to make himself out to be the victim when no, everyone was to blame equally. Even XCC was to blame. Even XCC couldn't get one fucking kill. So this person would quote tweet what the clip Warren had posted and say, I'm sorry, man, you just can't be top 500 DPS player in Overwatch and then refuse to put it to use in an easier game with easier DPS heroes for a tourney with a $300,000 prize pool, and then cry on Twitter about after somebody hurt your fifis. What's that? Because she was trying to win. Oh, your feelings. And then cry on Twitter after somebody hurt your feelings because she was trying to win. Someone else would quote tweet it and say, wait, so a hitscan champion on Overwatch is trying to get pity points because he wanted to play Squirrel Girl in a $300,000 tourney and wondering why people are mad at him? So yeah. And there's this tweet right here. I don't know where this was exactly, but you know, since he had privated his account, I was like, oh, this is interesting. At some point, in reply to someone saying, continue to make excuses, it'll only make you worse than it already did, he would say, I have won multiple 6-digit prize pools on Squirrel Girl only. Throwing around a number doesn't change that fact. Yeah, you know, so different perspectives. That's his perspective. Appreciate Petra. Thanks so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Much appreciated. I think the whole thing got blown away out of proportion. It should have been talked about off stream. It should have been talked about privately. I don't think J3 should have ever. Dodecut, thanks so much for the 10 gifted. Hey, someone take Dodecut's card away, bro. We got to start fucking cutting up these credit cards. Thank you so much for the 10, man. Fedorex got a gifted membership. That's karma right there, bro. That's great karma right there, man. So deserved. So deserved. But yeah, I don't think J3 should have subtweeted him. I think J3 was just salty that he lost. I don't think he should have subtweeted him. And I don't think Aramori should have pushed it further. But again, like $300,000, I get it too. Emotions were high. And I don't know. You know, they felt that Warren added even more humiliation to their defeat by not wanting to switch. And even though they acknowledged that they all screwed up, they were kind of scapegoating him, you know, or at least kind of taking it out on him in a way. J3 did not lose. Well, why the fuck was he? He wasn't on the team, right? Oh yeah, he was on Team US. Why the fuck did he feel the need to talk about this anyway? Why did he feel the need to subtweet Warren? Maybe because he spoke to someone on the team like Aramori or something. And why would he do that? That doesn't make much sense, bro. Dodecud, thank you for another 10 gifted. You can stop now. You being here means the world, bro. Seriously. Platonically. But thank you so much. J3 has prior beef with Warren, I think. I don't think J3 did that because they already have beef. He has beef with his Frogger, Warren's friend. So yeah. Oh, this is like high school shit, huh? This is like total fucking High school type shit, huh? In any case, there was no reason for J3 to make this. I mean, there was J3's tweets fine. There was no reason to have this included. Like, it was so directed. If he had just said, probably should learn more than a few characters or probably should dedicate more time, then it would have been like, okay, well, he's talking about people in general that aren't pros invited to this tournament. But because he specified Squirrel Girl, this was him directly shitting on Warren, right? And that's kind of like what started the drama. If I have to like, you know, have like some sort of a chronological order to this timeline, this is what made things kind of start exploding beyond what they ever had to. So some people, of course, were feeling bad for Warren, saying like, dude, come on, like this dude did nothing. Like, let's chill. You know, his whole team sucked. Someone would say, if I was Warren, I too wouldn't give a fuck about a tourney where the people who play this game 24/7 are being hostile pieces of shit to me when I'm suggesting things to do since my best hero is no longer working. Lol, by the way, the team has 5 other players, so them just blaming one is silly. And this person right here, Marvel Rivals content creator, right? He would quote tweet what Erin Mori said, which was her quote tweet of the video that we saw, saying like, bro, it's 300K, of course I'm tilted. And he'd say, now if Aramori gets backlash for this, you guys are just sexist. He would type sexiest though, which is pretty funny. This is literally the same situation that started Kingsman's career. Again, I disagree with this. I really disagree with this. You guys might have your own opinions. Frogger made a funny tweet about Jay, and Jay asked if Frogger asked permission first before making a joke about him. What? Is that really the drama? Well, let's look it up. J3 versus Frogger. So Frogger would say, thank God us real Overwatch dedicated creators, J3, will be going to the event instead. To which J3 would say, it's funny how I'm still brought up in Overwatch, especially to rage bait people and by a fellow creator. Why even lie about this? Let me give you the facts here. I streamed over 20,000 hours of Overwatch and played it more off stream in the span of, I think, 9 or 10 years now. I'm a little burnt out, and I still am. I think anyone would be. It's a little reasonable. Do I love Overwatch? Hell yeah, I do. I got to meet Emily because of it as well. I will come back eventually and play and do content. Definitely going to be seeing what they cooked up for the spotlight at home. Also, I love OWWC. That's it. Oh, so the context was Frogger tweeted this when he thought that he was not invited to the Spotlight event, but people who have not streamed Overwatch in a long time, like J3, were. He later found out that he was invited, so it was a derp of him just being a bit salt and jumping the gun. Okay. Okay. Well, it's so fucking stupid, bro. Like, genuinely, it's so stupid. Like, is there really so little content in Overwatch that this is what people have to do? See you soon. Is this really what people have to fucking do? Is there really such a drought of content in Overwatch that they have to like, what is this shit, man? What the hell is this? Frogger just memes everything. But yeah, in this case, he clearly rage baited him because J3 isn't memeing anything. So because of this, J3 has like a hard-on, a hate boner for Frogger. And because Warren is Frogger's friend, J3 felt like he should subtweet him. He should subtweet Warren. Okay. All right. Well, that's really interesting. People need more hobbies. I think they just need to get off Twitter, you know? If you spend like 2 hours on Twitter every day, imagine if you use those 2 hours to do anything else. Bro, take a nap. I don't give a fuck. Read a book. Go outside. Eat something. Go get boba. Take out the trash. Crazy. You know, contrary to popular belief, I've never, since the beginning of this YouTube channel, I've never browsed Twitter that often. I just open it whenever it's necessary. Just look up something. I start bookmarking posts. The algorithm works in my favor when I do that. Like I see a drama, I bookmark one post, it just starts sending me a lot of shit on my feed. So I just start going one by one by one by one. I compile everything and boom. That's it. But I don't browse this shit for fun. If I really want brain rot, if I'm like, you know what, I just want to stare at something for 30 minutes, I don't want to do anything, I just open TikTok instead, you know? And I go through my disgustingly twisted FYP of the dumbest things ever. Like right now, this one meme keeps showing up on my FYP, which is like these 3 Russian cats, and each cat has like its own insult. And they just keep repeating it over and over. Like, I don't know why. I have no idea where that shit came from. I don't know why I'm like even in the Russian FYP. But I just keep seeing these 3 dumbass cats like every time I open the app. Anyway, started going for walks instead of scrolling, and it's so much better. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine, dude. Maybe not in the heat over the last few days, but yeah, I can imagine. Twitter makes me anxious on how negative it can be sometimes. That's what it is. It's just the algorithm. It's if it was just good news after good news after good news, you wouldn't give a shit. People wouldn't get impressions and they wouldn't make money. This website was always shit, but it got 1,000 times shittier once people could make money off of it. Now there's no reason to be truthful. There's no reason to actually, there's a reason to tweet 60 times a day, right? So you're always looking for things to talk about. And you get rewarded when it's negative. So you're always attacking people, always like making up shit, having captions that are crazy over clips, all for that money. So money ruined it. Says Mujin with 52 Twitter tabs open. Listen, bro, it's just for this. It's just for this drama, bro. It's for context. It's just so you understand, okay? I don't browse Twitter for fun, man. Pocky with the 20 AUD. Hello, Mujin. Thank you for yapping while I work. It's really cold here in Australia, so I hope that you're staying cool while the sun is blazing over in Europe. Lol. Dude, I'm envious. I'm envious of that right now. But yeah, no worries. My AC is actually on right now. Thank you so much, and good luck at work. Not only that, but like 90% of people on mainstream Twitter are bots. There's that too. But the thing is, I really think monetization ruined it the most. It really did. And it's not even worth it. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, from what I see, it's like there's only it's really like it's like OnlyFans. Top 0.1% of people make a lot of money. The 99.9% of people make no money. Zero, like nothing. Like, oh, you got a few million impressions? Cool, man. Here's $100. Like, what? So it's really not worth it for your mental and everything. Like, what is the point of fucking up your mental health for $1,000 or something if you can go work retail and make much more? I do understand though why Twitter might be very attractive if you come from like a country in which there's like no job opportunities and you have very low purchasing power. In that case, yes. But at the same time, when you're just desperate for money, you have no reason to actually make quality content. You can just post fake news, do a bunch of weird shit like a lot of the clippers do. They clip people out of context and then they have like these crazy titles to get more impressions. Like it could be just 2 people arguing and they could be like, yo, this person's arguing with this other person because they fucked 3 times yesterday. It's like, whoa, that never happened, right? But they got 1 million impressions. That's what matters. That's what matters. To be honest, I did not know you could make money on Twitter until like a month ago. Yeah, you have to be verified, but you also have to verify your ID. Never gonna do that shit, bro. I'm never gonna give this fucking dumbass website my ID, man. In your fucking dreams. In your dreams, bro. Like, I don't know. My peak tweeting days, I would have probably made like $1,000 or something. I'm not gonna give my ID for. I'm not selling my ID information for $1,000. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty shit. I survived UK's second heat wave last week. Congratulations, bro. Had a heat wave here too, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not exaggerating, man. If I had no air conditioning, I would be dead right now. I'd be either that or I'd be seeking refuge in a store with AC. It was insane. It was really insane. The concept of giving Elon your ID is terrifying. No, that's not even the most terrifying part because it's not Elon that gets it. Like most websites, Twitter uses a third-party ID verification company that can keep it up to 3 to 5 years. And this company in particular that works for Twitter is associated directly with the Mossad, right? So that's not going to happen, bro. Okay. That's not going to happen, man. Hey, that is not, it's the kind of shit where it's like, if one day, I'm never going to do it because I don't like to use my platform for political shit. But like if one day you were to make like a tweet that's like, yo, man, I support Palestine, bro. Next day you have a pipe bomb in your mail. I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good. That is not worth like making a few $100 from impressions. Okay. But some people have to. Some people have to, dude. Some people have to. Because as I said, they might be from a country with low purchasing power. This is better than any job they do. Or they're content creators and they rely too much on Twitter for monetization. They might not get as many viewers on other platforms. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, as I was saying, right? Kosher drone approaching Richard's house as we speak. So people were really starting to compare this situation to what happened with Kingsman, right? They were really starting to make it seem like Aramori was Kingsman in the situation, and Zaza 2.0 was Warren, right? There was this push. Like this person here saying Kingsman got a whole career out of the Zaza situation, while Aramori is getting flamed for being rightfully upset. The double standard is very strong with this one, but again, as I mentioned already, I really don't think it's anything similar. But you know, some people believe this. That's fine. If you believe this, that's cool too. But yeah, it's that's kind of like why people were really mentioning Zaza again, right? Of course, you had some people just being like, yo, you're fucking annoying. You know, this is Twitter, bro, right? Like just quote tweeting Aramori saying you're annoying, right? Someone would say, how? If the only character they can play is Squirrel Girl, then he shouldn't have even been in the fucking tournament. To which this person would say, he literally played other characters when asked, but his captain told him to stay Squirrel Girl, plus he was invited. So if the people didn't want him in when they knew he doesn't play the game, they wouldn't have invited him. Lol, let's not be dense. So this whole idea of captain told him to stay Squirrel Girl, I think it specifically happened once they realized he wasn't going to switch and they tried to play around it. But as you saw in the clip that he himself posted, he was like, you know what, guys, I'll switch. And Aramori was like, dude, you should have switched 2 games ago, right? Overall, right, no matter what side you're fucking on, bro, it seems like this is NetEase's strategy. This is what they want, because this happens every tournament at this point, okay? NetEase planting the perfect set of people on a team to start drama on purpose to promote their game. Magic chess move, bro. Magic chess move. That's what it seems like. It seems like if they actually had a tournament that went well, people wouldn't talk about the game as much, like, you know, in comparison to it going like shit. What's up, King Lugia? You know, that's what it seems like. It just seems like they do this on purpose, inviting streamers and pro players so that the dynamic can be kind of weird sometimes and it'll create drama, because that's what gets people talking. I'll be honest, if this tournament went well, no drama, I wouldn't have even known that Marvel Rivals had a World Cup. Like this is what I think the most important thing here. I'm someone who browses social media all the time. I wouldn't have known that Marvel Rivals even had a World Cup if it wasn't for this drama. And I think that says a lot. That says a lot. Wrong, I'm tired from the drama. I want to see a competent tournament. Well, yeah, I think that's a lot of people in Marvel Rivals, like in the community itself, are tired of this, especially the creators, people who play in this shit, because they're like, bro, like, is this going to be like a minefield if I say yes to this opportunity? But yeah, it just seems unavoidable at this point, unless they can revise their tournament structure. In any case, right? I only ever see the new skins. Same. I see the Gunnar skins. In any case, this was about to get even crazier, of course, right? This doesn't end here. As you see, there's a lot of more tabs. This alt would come out of nowhere and just say Zaza Squirrel Girl Edition, and would include this clip, 2-minute clip of Warren playing with his teammates. So let's watch together. Question unrelated, Sir Mugen. Any news on your NASCAR sponsorship? No. If I have anything, I'll let you guys know. These things take months, and it might work, it might not work, but we'll see. We'll see. What's up, Zaxel? Was trying to download Rivals while watching this, and it refused to let me watch the stream. Yeah, because when you download, your internet goes towards the download, and it doesn't give any more download to the stream. So to watch a stream while downloading something, you have to limit the download speed. When I download a game on stream and I don't have a limit set, my stream like Fs. It just legit stops working. Like, because all the power is being put into the download. Do you know if their tournaments make a profit? I know League Pro Play tournaments usually go well and nobody watches, they make no money. No, I don't think these tournaments, I think these tournaments, the price pool is taken from a marketing expense for NetEase. I don't think the intent for this is to make any money. As far as I know, they don't even have sponsors. So I think it's just like, you know, because every company has like a marketing budget. And so Marvel Rivals is like, okay, well, for this year, we have this much money set aside for tournaments. We have this much money, you know, instead of just paying streamers like, hey, play my game for 3 hours for 15K, I'll just give you 150K and host a tournament, right? So the streamer gets more views and they get a lot of money, not just from the sponsorship itself, but also from ads, right? So like if someone has 4,000 viewers, usually this tournament would maybe allow them to get over 20,000, and that's a lot of ad money. You can make like tens of thousands in one day if you have that many real viewers. And the game gets a lot of eyes on their game, which is the intent. So I think it's a marketing expense. It's a sponsorship just like any other sponsorship. Anyway, let's watch this.
Bit louder.
Can you play Ultron? And just see if it's like comfortable. If it's not comfortable, then it's like it's not.
It's just like Domina.
Yeah, it's just you have 2 drones, right? Put one on your backline, put one on X, right? Move one around from who's ever taken damage, and then like super easy beam to hit, play low.
Yeah, this is gonna be diabolically selfish. I just don't find any other character fun in this game. It's overhealth and damage boost. Yeah, but guys, I'll be honest. Once again, I don't really give a fuck. I just want to play Schoolgirl. Nah, bro. Oh my god. You don't understand. I just want to play Schoolgirl. I'll tell them after. I'm just playing this out to show like effort, and then I'm just gonna tell them that I would rather play Schoolgirl or DPS. I mean, this is like legit just not even a fucking support, which is hilarious. This is insane. Bro, like, these characters...
Honestly, doesn't really matter.
Oh, he just got out of this 50-hour work week. He just wanted one deal.
Do you guys hear this? It's very quiet. I mean, yeah, I know it's quiet. I can increase it.
This is fucked up, guys. I feel bad.
Let me increase it more, I guess.
This is disgusting, really.
Like he looks really good.
No, but he's a snooze fest. My gosh, put me on the squirrel. No.
Okay. Well, it's like
On Ultron, honestly.
yeah. Okay. Well, like so my question is like Warren, I totally get you want to play squirrel. Does everybody want to win, or does like
No,
people
win.
just, like,
Win
do you
on
wanna-
the
does one-
squirrel.
Win!
Okay, but like we're not going to win on the squirrel.
Believe it. Believe in us.
You did not put
I believe in
Believe
you. That's why
in the
that's why I
me
believe in your
that
ability
believes
to
in
flex to
you.
other characters.
Oh.
Your sports. Use your shift
Your
flex
crouch or
sports.
Yeah, this sounds silly, bro. Just put me on Squirrel Girl. Let's win this tournament.
So like, yeah, overall, this clip kind of changed things. It changed the perspective on people's opinions on this, maybe. Because before this, we were thinking, oh, you know, like he tried his best. He wasn't really, you know, he was new to the game. He had other characters. He only had like Squirrel Girl and Namor and shit. But in this case, wait, off topic, Ultron looks so hot in this game. That's crazy, bro. Nini, thanks for the prime. Great name. So this kind of like changed the perspective on some people's opinions when it came to this whole mess, because yeah, they were under the impression he didn't have time to prepare. He only had 2 characters he knew how to play. But right here, like we can see he's being told, bro, please play Ultron. He's like, no, I want to play Squirrel Girl. This is very selfish, I know, but I want to play Squirrel Girl. And he's being told, we are not going to win as Squirrel Girl. Like, do you actually want to win or not? And he keeps insisting we're going to win as Squirrel Girl. And it's unfortunate because even his own chat, we can see his own chat being like, yo, bro, like you're a hit scan player. You should probably like play someone. You should probably like, you know, try Phoenix, Hela, Punisher, Ultron, Cyclops. So yeah, you know, it definitely changed the perspective on some people's opinions. Like, what's going on? Why are you being so selfish about Squirrel Girl? This isn't like some random typical event with nothing on the line. This is $300,000. Can't you put that shit aside? Like he's saying, oh, it's boring. I don't like this. Like, dude, can't you just put that stuff aside for your team? He wasn't willing to. Another Rivals drama. What did I miss? Canada versus US. It's the World Cup for Marvel Rivals. $300,000 tournament. This guy did not want to switch off Squirrel Girl, even though his whole team was telling him to. His whole team sucked, but he's being kind of used as a scapegoat. And we just saw a clip here where, you know, his team was being very nice to him, saying you should maybe try Ultron, but he was really refusing to. Why can't he play Squirrel Girl on ladder then? I don't know, man. I don't know. Why can we not have any drama for no reason? That's the big question. So of course someone would reply and say, I just enjoy playing Squirrel Girl. What is this? Like crying emoji, whatever. You can have fun on her after the tourney, bruh. True. True. Someone would quote tweet this and say, in a $300,000 tournament, if my captain, who knows more about the game than I do, tells me to pick Mantis, I play Mantis. If he tells me to put a TP on Strange, I put a TP. If he tells me to jump off the cliff, I do it without a second thought. And if I'm invited to a tournament, I train and put in the work. Now, yeah, dude, if I was invited to a $300,000 tournament for Marvel Rivals, a game that I played just a bit on release, I would just ask the captain, bro, what do you need me to do? I'll do it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I think we should. No. Just what do you want me to do? I'll do the best. I can. And I think if you do this in a creator tournament like this, people will not blame you if you suck, right? At least you're trying, right? You got invited. These teams had no way of choosing who they wanted on their teams. It was random, completely random. So you can't really be mad. But it's just that here he was being told by his very experienced captain, who, as far as I'm aware, that team captain is Surefour. Yeah, was way more experienced. Wait, team captain was who was talking though? Who was the one talking in that clip? Whatever. Point is, he was being told we're not going to win unless you switch off Squirrel Girl from people who actually play the game. While this guy only plays Overwatch. He's played Squirrel Girl in the past to make a couple of funny videos of him rage baiting, but that's it. Coach? Oh, so they had a coach on top of the captain. Okay. So the coach is very experienced and he's telling him to do that, and he's not. This is someone who's top 500 in Overwatch, but barely plays Marvel Rivals. So in this case, he needs to swallow his ego and be like, okay, I know I'm top 500 in Overwatch, but I don't play this game as much. I'm just going to follow what you have to say. How long have you been streaming? An hour and a half. Time flies. XC was captain, Surefour filled for Shroud. Okay. Surefour is still a really good player, so I don't think having Shroud here would have changed anything. I think they would have still gotten absolutely wiped. That's the thing. Shouldn't they have done this before the event? I don't know exactly like how quickly the teams were established and whatever. But overall, I think they barely had like 2 days to prepare. Like a lot of the invites were like last second and stuff. So, and I think initially we were told what the roster is going to look like, but we weren't told what the teams were going to look like. Like we were told all the content creators are going to be here, but we weren't told the teams until right before the tournament. So someone would quote tweet this and say, on Team Australia, we have Frogger Overwatch, who has like 3 seconds of playtime on Mantis, but it's hardcore meta and playing it would help us win. The picosecond, I asked him to play Mantis, he immediately swapped and we won because of it. Warren needs to lock in. And so Necros, someone who actually played in the tournament, Overwatch content creator who, is well aware of Marvel Rivals as well, who plays the game too, would quote tweet this as well and say, as a captain for one of the teams in this tournament, listening to this genuinely infuriates me. How annoying to have one of your players just outright refuse to listen and constantly bitch and moan about the hero they're assigned to play when you're trying to come up with team comps. I'm so glad my team doesn't have this issue. It's not like we expect our players to put up some insane performance. Just listen to the people who play the game and try your best to win. There's $300,000 on the line, for fuck's sake. You're supposed to put in some effort. Okay, so Necros had some big words to tell Warren, right? And yeah, this used to be an Overwatch player who plays Marvel Rivals full time now. Yeah, it's so this was really kind of shedding a new light on what exactly happened, and it was making some people see Warren differently now. Like, oh, okay, well, you weren't really a victim. You're someone who understood what was on the line here. $300,000. You were being told by your team coach to please play anything else. You're not going to win a Squirrel Girl, and you still refuse. You're like, nah, fuck it, let's go. He probably, I don't know. Did he want to make like a YouTube video out of it? Did he want to do something like, I don't know. I can't tell what was going through his head, but he was definitely not being a team player. And no one likes someone who's not a team player. You know, if you're a team player and you suck fucking ass, that's fine. But if you're someone who's very skilled and you're not even a team player, that's not fine. You'll still get flamed. So Aramori would see this, and she would quote tweet this as well, saying, I'm just playing this out to show like effort, the fact that he picked Ultron. And then she'd say, bro did not want to do anything but play Squirrel Girl no matter what we said or did. He's playing fine on Ultron. I'm crying. It's okay to be a one-trick pony and not swap, but expect people to be reasonably upset about it. And the way he's just trying the hero to be performative about having effort is insane to me. Now, interestingly enough, she would get accused of being Mike Hunt, the person who posted this video. And she would say, nope, not me. She'd show us her alts. She would just straight up be like, nope, here are my alts. I'm good. Silly girl, and then silly girl, but spicy. I don't know if this is TMI, bro. This is too much information, man. But yeah, you do you. So she definitely wanted people to know that this was not her alt. Even sharing her private SFW account. 3 months. Warren already made a video while dominating with Squirrel Girl. He probably wanted part 2. Yeah, probably. Thanks so much for the 3 months tier 1, Dotica. Thank you. Yeah, this. I just understood what Mike Hunt means. Fuck, I just did too. Bro. Damn. Very smart. Yeah, this is an alt account. This is someone who just made this account to post this. Of course, this is a brand new account because I only made this account to post my video. I've never had a Twitter before. Yeah, at least he's honest, bro. Literally just made this account, posted this video, was like, yeah, this is an alt, see you later, bye. Yeah. So this is not Aramori, contrary to what people might think. And so this is another clip. So one person would post quite a bit of clips, because by this point, right, there's this important context. By this point, Warren would private his account. And he would delete the VOD. So these clips right here are very important because they're showing us something that doesn't exist anymore. And on top of that, he would then unprivate to post a new tweet and then private again. So we'll get to that later. So one person who would stream a lot of these would be streamer updates. And so this clip would be Warren blames Fan, Aramori, and Dokibird for losing the recent 300,000 Marvel Rivals tournament, saying last time him and XQC played in the competition, they won. Watch.
Saying I'm seeing.
Dude, why is his stream so low? Fuck it, man. I'll increase it 10 fucking decibels. I'll fuck it, man. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Saying I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces in this tournament as and the last tournament is the current one, including Dokibird, Aramori. Wait a second. Fan? Wait. Aramori, Dokibird, Fan. We're all in this tournament too? And none of them were on my team? And XQC and I won? Huh. That's weird. That's fucking weird.
So here he was referencing a previous tournament, right? It was, yeah, the Deadpool Super Cup. So he had one with XQC, and he's saying that Fan, Dokibird, and Aramori were in this too, but they weren't on his team. So he's kind of like, yeah, he's indirectly blaming them.
Alright guys, I'm going to bed now. I gotta wake up at 6 AM, but I'm leaving you some last words. Down left arrow emoji, down left arrow emoji, down left arrow emoji, down right arrow emoji, the switch up, down left arrow emoji, down right arrow emoji, down left arrow emoji, down right arrow emoji, down left arrow emoji, down right arrow emoji, down left arrow emoji, down right arrow emoji.
But Frogger isn't really like that much involved though. Yeah, he's not really. Why is it so loud? Oh shit, wait. The reason why this was so loud was because I increased the volume so that you can listen to fucking Warren's terrible microphone. Oh my god, bro. I did not know it was going to be that loud. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Damn it, dude. People sleep to my streams. They're going to wake up because of this. Fuck. All right. No more TTS until we're done with this shit. Fuck, how loud was that, bro? I platonically teared up there. Fuck, man. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even know.
Team and XQC and I won? Huh. That's weird. That's fucking weird. Well, just goes to show I don't actually know if the problem was us. Oh, snap. Guys, no. I think we just discovered something new, but let's not get into it, okay? I'll let the audience decide what they want to decide. I'm just saying, it's strange. You know, I didn't play good by any means. But
Louder than you talking. Woke up my cat so bad that she jumped 2 feet in the air. I legit jumped. My dog looked offended. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So right here, he's kind of like indirectly targeting he's indirectly saying that Dokibird, Aramori, and Fan being on his team were kind of the reason why he lost. Because when he was on a team without them, with XQC in a previous tournament, he had won. So that's definitely very interesting, right? It also goes against the idea that he's the victim here. And here's another clip. Warren says he felt disrespected by Aramori and her coach for not helping him learn Squirrel Girl and Namor, but instead taught him support, saying it makes no sense because they already had 3 support mains.
like when I was like, Aramori, do you have a coach in mind? And she invited him. I was kind of hoping that he would help play my heroes better. Does that make sense? Like, what was the coach's purpose in RVC if it wasn't going to be like, hey, you could position and do this differently. You could save your cooldowns for this. You can, you know, instead of just go rocket, go ultra. Like, I get the notion, but I also find that it was disrespectful. Like, that was bad coaching, plain and simple. It's bad coaching to be like, hey, just like go support when we had 3 fucking support players. And it's like, that's why I didn't. To be 100% honest with you, in the first half of the tournament, I didn't. I flexed and I tried to, you know, work around it and play characters that were like.
I just want to say, by the way, these ultra skins in Overwatch are dog shit. This is the biggest scam I've ever seen, bro. $45 for this, man? Really? Really, man? Really? Anyway. Yeah, so he was pretty much, it almost seemed like he was blaming everyone but himself, right? And he would also say, Dokibird and Aramori were not helping XQC on tank because they were too busy blaming him instead of addressing other fundamental issues. This is going to be the last clip, okay? Don't worry, guys. I've seen some of your comments in the chat saying you can't stand his voice. It's fine. Last clip. It's important, though, to hear him say it so that you can really understand like how he feels.
And I feel like his voice went completely swept under the rug. XQC's fucking struggling. Okay? Like, XQC was struggling. And nobody was paying attention to him because the peanut gallery was too focused on me on Squirrel. Dokibird and Ara were too dead set on me being the problem. And they didn't want to admit that there were other fundamental issues. Okay? Like, X was struggling, dude. He was getting grabbed and tossed around like a salad on tank by the Wolverine and stuff. And so, this is where we move on. Everybody's so quick to say I was a bad teammate. XQC and I. All right, go. Hey, we think we should ban Wolverine. X is really struggling. We only have 1 tank player. Let's ban Wolf. Let's ban Wolf. You know what she does? She doesn't ban Wolf, and then they protect him in game 2. And then the same thing fucking happens. And I...
Oh, man. Yeah, you know, there's definitely some self-awareness missing here. There's definitely some self-awareness missing here. This isn't like the Kingsman drama. This is like Pirate Software. You know what? You know what? Yes, I'm more inclined to agree with this. I'm more inclined to agree that this is more like Pirate Software rather than Kingsman. Yes. Timu PewDiePie Shuriken. Yeah. Oh man, dude, I'm just glad I'm not Canadian. Because if I was Canadian and I saw that, I'd be like, dude, come on, this is the best we can do. Really? Really? This is the best we can do? We get curb stomped and then we have this to deal with? Really? So some people would start reacting to these clips that were posted, saying things like, so he's basically saying he lost because he had Aramori on his team, blaming a woman for your incompetence, for your lack of knowledge with other characters. Yeah, Aramori had every right to say what she said, and I'm going to stand by her. I don't give a fuck. So he was starting to get heat. Okay. Now, it wasn't just about him being a Zaza 2.0. He was starting to get heat from the Rivals community on Twitter that he was, well, a woman hater, you know? Straight to deflecting the blame at women. Hashtag noticing, right? So now he had this new narrative to contend with, all right? The fact that he was only picking people that are women or whatever, this person would say, actually, this person, Surefor, would then quote tweet the clip of him blaming, of Warren blaming FanFan, Aramori, and Dokibird. He would have this to say. This would be like probably one of the first times he would say anything about this drama. You know, I wasn't going to say anything. But randomly flaming two people that didn't say anything negative to you the entire time, let's be real here. He only refused to play Hitscan and Rivals because he didn't want to get ego checked and look bad if he played bad. Rank 1 Ash in quotations. Bro, why is it always the Ash players, man? What's up with Ash? And here what's really interesting wasn't just Surefor finally having something to say about this, who was his teammate, of course. It would be also FanFan. Now, you guys might not know this, but months and months and months ago, FanFan completely uninstalled Twitter. We can see this on her feed, right? She would only post when she had a sponsor. That's so fucking based, by the way, dude. Holy shit. She would only post something when she had a sponsor. Whenever there's like a hashtag ad, she'd post. Otherwise, no shit's given. Ad, right? But she re-downloaded this app, this godforsaken app, just because of this. And she would have this to say. I'm breaking my Twitter abstinence just to agree with you, lol. I sent him this nice-ass message after the tourney, and Dokibird also said on stream that he didn't deserve hate. And this is what we get in return for trying to be nice and understanding. Rivals grin. So she had messaged him on Friday, June 26th, as this was starting to kind of brew up in the background, saying, hi, I re-downloaded Twitter just to message you since you're not accepting friend requests. Don't feel bad. LMFAO is just a fuck-ass creator tournament. I played in plenty where I was the clear sandbag by a mile. It would make no sense to expect someone to play above their skill level. Legit just shitty balancing on NetEase's part, not gonna lie, to put you against literal one above all DPS players. The games were torture and suffering for all of us, but at least we experienced it together, LMFAO. Just wanted to send you a GG's despite our horrendous games. And I'm sorry if I don't respond. I fucking hate Twitter and don't use it anymore, so I will delete it now. So he had FanFan re-download the app just for him. She had nothing but good things to say in the DMs. And, well, we saw what he said on stream, right? He was kind of indirectly blaming her, Dokibird, and Aramori for the loss. So that was a very, very nice, DM. He didn't respond to it, of course. But she was just trying to be like, yo, man, like, she saw the clip and she probably felt betrayed. Like, I was nothing but nice to him. And he's out here on stream saying that he lost because of me, Dokibird, and Aramori. So, yeah. People also see that even his chat was saying that he was the problem. We know, but it's a 300k tourney. Don't be Zaza. That's someone in his chat. It's a subscriber. Someone would say, Warren, you are the problem, right? And this would kind of, in a way, reach its climax when Warren would tweet this out on the 28th of June, 2026. He would say, let's set something straight. That out of context clip has nothing to do with them being women, and they're all incredible players. I was just using that argument to prove myself and XC could hang with them despite our lack of playtime. Sorry for fueling the wrong crowd. Fuck incels. My other teammates in that tournament were all women, and that disproves any stupid argument that either A, I hate women for some reason, or B, women are the reason for losing a tournament. Be kinder to each other. I'm moving on from this and won't participate in future tournaments. I'd like to apologize to Aramori, Doki, and FanFan for any escalation that clip may have caused. It wasn't my intention, and I hope you guys can find some peace in knowing that. Wishing the Rivals community better tournaments ahead with no drama. In parentheses, there will be. Lastly, please don't be surprised if I block any of you across platforms. I'm not a Rivals streamer and thus don't really care for your harassment, just flicking it away. My community has no interest in pursuing this pointless drama. So, Yo, Gip, thanks for the tier 1. Holy shit, I finally made it to a Mugen stream. Shit, I saw the Discord notification, thought it was a video I could watch later. I missed so much. Should I specify in the message that... Didn't I do that? Yeah, I said live now, but I guess it's not very clear. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Good to see you. So, look, I think... Of course, there were tweets saying he hates women, right? Like, this is Twitter. Again, it's like this whole fucking pancakes and waffles thing, right? Like, you know, if I were to criticize a woman who's a mass murderer, I'll get people saying I'm an incel, and if I don't, I'll get people saying I'm a simp. You know what I mean? Like, there's no winning. So I don't think I would take that whole sexist stuff seriously. I don't think he actually hates women, but him saying that, you know, they're very talented and that he wasn't trying to like insult them or anything. That might be a stretch. That might be a stretch because, I mean, you know, we saw the clip. Maybe it was out of context. I don't know what he said beforehand, but to me, it really sounded like he was saying me and XQC can win a tournament. Like, I'm capable of that. The only difference was that these three weren't on our team. So there's a clear problem here, and it's not me or XQC. So yeah. You know, it's I don't know if anyone believed this. I don't know like how this went. I'm pretty sure like the replies were not positive because I did see it briefly. And yeah, there were some people being like, yeah, man, respect for apologizing, but yeah, maybe it's best to stick to other things. And he said, I will be. So yeah, overall, it wasn't the best response. And I think like, I don't think he necessarily did much wrong in his responses on Twitter. The problem was how he acted on his stream. Him saying that he wasn't going to switch, even though he was throwing. Him calling out Doki Bird, Fan, and Aramori. Like, that was what, you know, he got too comfortable on his stream insulting others. And so, yeah, you know, these would be people's reactions to him doing that. You know, this final tweet. Clayster, a coach for the Riyadh Falcons team, would say, been seeing this Marvel tourney drama all over my timeline. When I played in that $100,000 tournament, that boy Necros, best player on our team, said we needed a third support Ultron, and I said, sir, yes, sir, and played him for the first time that tourney. I usually play DPS/Healer. We won. This got 1 million views, 50,000 likes, many people agreeing with this. So look, overall, this was kind of like what people were taking from this. Like, listen, these tournaments are always going to be unbalanced. NetEase is not going to change shit up, because this is a marketing expense for them. They want to get streamers that are not just Marvel Rivals players. But at least if you're going to be lucky enough to be invited, listen to your captain, listen to your coach, and just shut the fuck up, do your best, and leave. That's it. Doki Bird would make this funny tweet saying how it feels right now as someone who loves both Rivals and Overwatch. Dude, this fucking image, bro. This fucking drawing was I like to think this was drawn seriously. This was drawn as someone who's a furry and genuinely wanted the world to know his struggle, like with two parents fighting every day. And now just gets it's been more than it's been decades now that it's been used as a meme. It's so fucking funny. What's up, Suga? Apparently Warren has had a very toxic past, especially on the Xbox Overwatch community. Really? Where can I find that? Is that like on Overwatch TMZ? Yeah, that was drawn seriously by someone who was struggling. Yeah, and now it's a fucking meme, dude. It is so iconic, man. You know what? I hope that person's in a better place, though. Yeah. And if you guys want to see when I go live or when I upload a video or whatever, like immediately, as soon as it happens, join the Discord. But yeah. What's up, Snack Moon? Overwatch TMZ, yeah, it's a cancer subreddit, but typically whenever there's Overwatch drama, you'll find it there. And then Doki would say, despite all the drama going on right now, I hope everyone will support their creators and teams tomorrow that qualify to finals. There's a lot of smaller streamers around the world that made it through, and I do hope that the negative focus doesn't overshadow their efforts and exposure. You know, that's kind of like what happened with the January tournament with Kingsman. No one gave a fuck about who won. Like, no one gave a shit. I don't even remember who won. I don't even remember like a single person who won, because everyone was so focused on Kingsman and his team. So yeah, hopefully this time people can focus on who won. There's a video from Raider Overwatch a year ago talking about how he doesn't like Warren, which aged well. Really? Let me see. Raider Overwatch. Raider OW channel. Why do I dislike this Overwatch 2 streamer so much? Damn. Damn. Yo, King Luigi, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. Holy. Much appreciated. But damn. That is a direct call out, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, let's take we'll take a look at this. Get pregnant. You gift 5 subs, and that's the first thing you say. Really, man? The fuck is that supposed to mean? And then Doki would say, I think that's what I feel bad about the most. No one really wins in this situation as everyone will focus or talk about the negativity that came from Rivals World Cup. Getting invited to these events is hard for someone who's a smaller creator as opportunities are very slim. It attempted to shine a spotlight to underrepresented regions and creators around the world, and I know a lot of players worked really hard to be there and they deserve the exposure, so I hope that in the end, despite the tournament having its faults, people can still support the players that made it through. Absolutely. Said beautifully, Doki Bird. Said beautifully. All right. Kingsman would also have something to say about this, but before we get to this, let's see what Raider Overwatch had to say about Warren a year ago. When was this? 2024, August 2024, 2 years ago. Kind of, 2 years ago. Oh, hey, that's my video. About another Ashe hit scan. This time, though, this guy was a predator. All right. Let's give it a watch.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to
He has a nice voice.
of a story time. This could be a Raider radio, but I've already told this story like once or twice.
We'll set this to 1.5 speed, though.
To my main channel, so it's mainly just me repeating myself. But many people in the comment section of my last video on my main channel were like, bro, what did Warren do? What did Warren do? I thought Warren was a good guy. So since I have a second channel where I can just upload anything I want,
was 2
I
years
decided this
ago.
would be a perfect
I'm
place
curious.
to tell the story on why I'm always throwing shots at Warren. Now let me start off this video by saying, do not send hate. Do not witch hunt anyone I ever talk about in my videos. Listen, chat, I always keep things on YouTube. I don't talk about this shit in my Discord. Neither does anyone else in the Discord. I mean, I don't even think the active people in my Discord watch my videos because they never talk about it. We're always talking about random shit. I don't talk about this shit on Twitter. I don't talk about this shit in my Twitch stream. And I've had multiple people try to come to my Twitch streams and comment like about Warren and like shitting on other creators, and I either tell them to stop it or I ignore it because these videos are just for entertainment purposes. Please keep the discussion on the video discussing it. Do not try to go witch hunt these people. It's not worth it, bro. Put that time and energy into something else. And also, if you're a fan of Warren or a fan of anyone I shit on
I'm struggling to comprehend the speed. I guess if you're not a native speaker, it is hard. Or if you're not like, I'll set it to 1.25.
videos, and I don't think you should change your opinion on them just because I don't like them. You know, I'm not gonna think less of you for liking them. So if you're a fan of Warren, I would say continue to be a fan. That's totally cool. I don't think this is a big enough reason to, like, you know, stop being a fan of him. He's a great streamer, great content creator, but he himself is a fucking fake ass dickhead, and let me explain why. So it all goes back when I was a little GS Raider. I was about at 7,000 subscribers, and small GS Raider was actually a big fan of Warren. Not a big fan, but you know, I watched his stuff. And then one day on stream, he was discussing his YouTube and how he should edit his videos or something like that. And someone in his chat goes, you should edit your videos like GS Raider. Keep in mind, me and Warren have never interacted before. I didn't even think he knew about my channel. But what this guy does after is so hilarious, because after that guy said that in chat, he then pulls up my channel and shits on it for 15 minutes straight. This guy was saying stuff like, oh, he shouldn't have a channel. He's negative for views. You know, I think people like this shouldn't have a platform. Oh, and I remember this is when the Aussie video blew up. So I'm pretty sure that's how he knew about me, because I remember him clicking on that video and just going off on how, like, I only get views because, you know, it's negativity. And in that video, the title was loud homophobic person versus a toxic racist or whatever it was. Obviously, Aussie was the homophobic person and the other one was the racist. But the other one was basically just calling him a cracker, calling him mayonnaise. And a lot of people were like, what do you mean racist? You can't be racist towards white people. And on my mama, word for word, Warren got on that stream when he was talking about my channel. He pulled up that Aussie video and was like, oh my god, these people want to be oppressed so badly. Like, you can't be racist towards white people. And this is why I call him a panderer, because that is some shit you say to a fucking cupcake ass community. Like, really? Out of all the things to call me out for, you call that out? That I labeled a person as a racist because he was calling Aussie a mayonnaise cracker? Whether it's racist or not, I just don't believe in.
We can't even say that word on Twitch, man. Okay. All right. So is there another reason why you dislike fucking Warren other than this dumbass, childish ass? Let's see. This is most replayed. Let's see.
And he wanted to shit on my channel. Now, I don't have any clips of this, but I do have screenshots of me talking to another creator who I'm not going to out about the situation. And I also have this tweet basically proving what I said did in fact happen. You guys know me, right? I'm not going to fabricate any stories. I'm going to tell it what it is, because I truly don't care if I have the majority on my side. I don't care if you guys agree with me. You know, I don't live off people dick riding me. I don't need my chat sucking my dick and fabricating.
What happened? I saw what you said about my channel a couple days ago because I watch your VODs because I like your streams. And I wanted to say I respect your opinion and also have no hard feelings. Also, sorry if you disagree with my stance on racism. Anyways, have a good day. So that's it.
And ML7 got like 100k live viewers off having beta drops. And what Warren did with this, you know, gift, this treat that Blizzard gave him for sucking their dick.
I really like her voice lines. Wow. Wow. They did such a good job. Can we just all agree?
Once the drops were over, he still continued to have drops in the title, lying to people simply to get more viewers. And when I called him out on this, he then responded saying, I start drama for views when my...
Bro, is this really Overwatch drama? Is this really just Overwatch drama? Like, really? Really? You guys had a disagreement over racism and then the guy had drops in his stream, and then when the drops were over, he kept it in his title. Really? That is crazy, man. That's incredible, bro. Can we get these kids a Capri Sun? How old are these people? How old? Wait, is there like a Warren Overwatch age? He was 25 years old 2 years ago. He's 27 right now. Warren is 27. That's crazy, bro. This is the type of drama I expect from like someone who's 16 on Tumblr. So y'all are the same age? Listen, bro, I maybe we are. Maybe we're not, dude. Yeah, sure. So what? So what if I'm pushing 30, man? So what? So what? It will be weird though. It will be weird in a couple years when I'm making like dumbass drama videos and I'm like 30. I'm like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a YouTuber. I make some dumbass commentary videos. Oh, nice. Now, how old are you? 30. 30. It's like, you don't expect someone who's 30 to be doing this shit. You expect them to finally mature the fuck up and go find a real job. Cash is cat, mate. Yeah, I know. But it's just like, I guess it's like expectations, you know? You expect someone to be a YouTuber in their 20s, and then when they get to their 30s, they're like, all right, cool. 36-year-old streamer myself, so I'm the actual old man in the community. No, you're not old. No, you're not old, dude. You haven't even been through the half your life. But yeah. I mean, Moist Critical's in his 30s. He honestly doesn't seem like it. I think like age is really how you, like once you get to your late 20s, early 30s, once you get to your late 20s and above, it's really how you act. That's what determines your age, you know? Like obviously, yeah, if you age really badly genetically, you have like a gazillion wrinkles, sure, that'll kind of like expose you, but I think it's how you act. I've seen people who are like 40 that are so like over life that you think they're 60. And I've seen people who are like in their 60s that are so like energetic and positive and into life that you think they're in their 40s. Mujin, what's the average age of your viewers? 20s. Yeah. The majority of people who watch me are in their 20s. 20s and above. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I don't really have many there are teenagers. I'd say maybe like they're 10%. But the majority are really just older. I have like people who are 50. I have like 0 point something percent who are 60 or something. Yeah, you know, I always say, you know, I really am proud of how diverse the demographics of my community are. It's really cool that this channel can reach so many different people of all ages, and countries, bro. God, so many countries, so many different countries. My mom is 70 and watched you. No fucking way. No fuck. That's so awesome. What the hell? You're the next Keemstar. I hope you're not bald. I would never want to be Keemstar, bro. Oh, hell no, man. I would never want to be Keemstar. Maybe Scarce. Saddest part of all this is we have to reset the days Doki has had some fucking peace counter. True. Listen, bro. I think Doki's life would be so much simpler if she just stopped playing Marvel Rivals. If you want my advice. Mujin's platonically bald already. I'm not bald, actually. I'm not. There was a 50% chance I would bald. 50% chance, and I didn't. So I'm glad. I'm happy about that. Yeah. I'm still have a head full of hair, baby. Head full of hair. Emotionally bald. What the fuck does that mean, dude? What the fuck does that mean? That's the first time I hear that. Emotionally bald. How can you be emotionally bald? That's insane. For now, guys, trust me. I've had uncles who balded. My dad is bald. It starts in your 20s, early 20s. Found the Twitch. Now I shall follow. Welcome, Yozu. But yeah, it starts early. I know someone who got bald when he was fucking 18. He had a male pattern baldness. You know, it was crazy. But yeah, it usually starts when you're like in your early 20s, mid 20s, and you will not make it to 30 with a full head of hair if you're balding. It just doesn't happen. It starts early. The countdown starts early. Baldness is a mindset, platonically hairless, platonically lacking hair. Love your YouTube vids platonically. Thank you, Adrel. I'm balding, but I'm 30. Yeah, that's what happens. You know, it's I have PMOS, so I'm not bald, but I definitely don't have very much hair. That sucks. That PMOS sucks. I hope we could get better. But being bald is not bad, dude. You can own it. You can own that shit, or you can just get a toupee or some shit. I don't know. Or you can go to Turkey. You know, quick trip to Turkey and get that shit sorted. But guys, don't worry. I'm pretty sure I think, was it Stanford or some shit? Scientists found a cream that just revitalizes your hair follicles. You just put that cream and your hair starts growing. You don't even need to do surgery. So hopefully that goes mainstream soon. Yeah, I would love to see my dad with a full head of hair. It would look very fucking weird, but I think it would make him happy. I think my dad's in denial whenever we talk about hair. It's like, yeah, so what? And we're like, but would you want a full hair? Like, if you could, silence. Full cope. My little brother started balding at 16. That's crazy. That's my condolences. Holy shit. I wish I could bald everywhere except my head and beard. I wish I could bald I just want to be like a fucking hairless mole rat. I hate hair everywhere except my head and beard. Yozu, thanks so much for the tier 1. Much appreciated. Anyway, here's what Kingsman had to say about this drama. Let's watch.
Thoughts on...
Someone said, holy, 16? I think he was born to be bald. Guys, here's a lesson in life. Never make fun of someone who's bald, because they might be going through chemo, okay? That's doesn't matter, you know? It'll save you a lot of trouble. Wait, so you have a beard, Bujin? I could if I want to. Yeah, it does grow like... I do have one. If I could let it grow, yes. I do. Hell yeah. That's how you know I'm not like Asian or some shit. All right. Let's see what Kingsman had to say.
Thoughts on bro saying he doesn't find any other character fun except Squirrel Girl? Ah, okay. Well, that mindset, like, I don't find any other character fun except for my main. It's just because you haven't played the game as much. Like, there's no way. There are so many fun characters in this game. And I used to think the same thing. Like, I used to only find Magic fun until I played the game more. And then I played other characters, and I was like, wait, all of the characters are really fun. Like, Emma, all the tanks, I started to love tank. And I really love a lot more DPS now. When you start playing the game more, you find more characters fun. That's it. He's an Ashe main on Overwatch. Okay, if I knew that, I would immediately put him on Hitscan. I'd put him on Phoenix or Cyclops. Only need like 5 minutes in the range to teach him Cyclops. That character is easy as fuck. Shoot, beam.
Again, dude, Kingsman with the amazing response. You know, he could have very easily shat on him. He could have very easily made a comparison to Zaza, but he didn't. He didn't, bro. Honestly, like, Kingsman has a really good way of treating people like he wants to be treated, you know? So definitely, like, big ups to him. Big ups to him. Hey, not Asian helps us check a bunch of countries. Dude, again, listen, bro, you just gotta fucking, at this point, just wait for me to tell you, because you're just not gonna find it. His viewership's gonna drop like Vox's bearded model. Did his viewership drop when he introduced a bearded model? Really? I don't know. I didn't keep up with Vox's stuff. Usually, when you're like East Asian, You have a hard time growing a beard. But bro, when you can, it makes such a massive difference. I knew someone who was South Korean. He had a great jawline and he could grow a full beard, like full on beard. It looked so good. I was like, dude, you should grow this out more often. This looks fucking great. But unfortunately, most East Asians, when it comes to a beard, it's just like this tiny ass excuse of a mustache with a bit of hair on the chin. It's a genetic thing. Mujan, are you actually from the moon? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty awesome. I'd have a lot of stories to tell about my homeland. Beard is just cope for chinlets. No, the thing is with beards is like, at some point you get tired of fighting it. When it grows so quickly, you just get tired of fighting it. You're like, you know what? I'll embrace it sometimes. And it's nice sometimes to change like your look, you know? If you're just clean shaven every day, all of a sudden you come up with a beard, it's like, oh, nice. You know, you just keep that for a couple of weeks, then you shave. So then Flats would make a video about this. This is probably the most viewed video on the topic. And what's interesting is that initially he was neutral. He was kind of like on Warren's side. But by the second half of the video, he would somewhat start thinking, like he would just straight up call Warren a Zaza 2.0, right? So that's how quickly things changed. This was a 40-minute video. And so that's the thing with this, is that initially you feel bad for him, but I feel like the more you look into this, the more you kind of research and see the clips and see his dynamic with the team and what he did and what he could have done, and then seeing what he said on stream afterwards, you start to think to yourself, okay, well, you kind of fucked up too. You kind of fucked up too. So after posting this tweet saying, I just want to clarify, blah, 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 et cetera, and then apologizing for calling out Doki Bird, Fan, and Armori, he would private his Twitter. He would, you know, again, and it has been private since yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So this is the current state of his account. When you go there, where's it at? Where's it at? Anytime now. We'll find it. Yes, there it is. So this is the state of his account right now. It's protected. So you can't see anything. When you follow, he has to approve your follow. Yeah. So overall, is this a Kingsman 2.0? Personally speaking, I don't think so. Is this person Zaza 2.0? Again, personally speaking, I don't think so. I would say if I had to compare this to another drama, I would say it's maybe a bit more similar to Pirate Software. Was it overblown? Yes. Every drama these days is overblown. Get used to it. But yeah, I don't think J3 should have called him out necessarily, but he did. And so that lit the fire. Warren also lit the fire by including the clip of them playing together, trying to paint himself out to be a victim. Aramori also continued. So overall, in a nutshell, right? He fucked up. He could have played way better. His team sucks ass, though. They all suck equally. Couldn't get a single kill in the game. And they deserve the loss. And even though Warren was an asshole, he was an asshole, objectively. Even if they would have had another player, I doubt they could have done better. So yeah. Pretty much, that's it. Monthly Q&A. Yes, I do a monthly Q&A on YouTube if you're a YouTube member. I just did one yesterday. I'm going to reply to stuff tomorrow. I think right after this stream, I'll record the long video for Stacked where I talk about how I got hired at Hoyoverse back in 2023. Technically, it's a fun story. And how then I refused it because the YouTube channel took off. So I'll definitely do that, I think, yeah, right after this. Why not? And yeah, you know, so definitely check out Discord, Stacked, etc. All my socials if you're interested. And that was pretty much kind of it, right? That was pretty much it. This is definitely like blew up way out of control for no reason. But yeah, next video is going to be any passport news. No, if I did, I would have told you. I would have told you. You should check the art channel. Is the Discord 18 plus? There's no NSFW there, but I'm pretty sure in the rules, like you should be 18 plus. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just check the rules again. This was a really short Mugen stream. I'm not ready for it to end. Fine, we'll check the art channel real quick. We'll do that. We'll do that just for you guys. All right, let's see. Where are we at? 217. Okay, I'll have to do the sections later for the stream. Mugen VTuber fan art. Okay. Bro, this this fucking 8-pack thing, bro. Unbelievable. Yeah, I think I showed these. This was really cool. Stupid ass 8-pack, bro. Chat has separation anxiety. No, I get it. I've obviously watched streams before. When someone's like, I'm about to end, they're like, no, please, just a bit more. I'm like, I get it. Wow. Potato Man with the fan art of my art. Wow. What the fuck are y'all doing? I'm crying. They added as an emote and a sticker. Yep. Mugen drawing I did a bit ago, but thought I should share now that I'm here. Gremlin. That's awesome, dude. Love it. We love traditional art. We love real art. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Thank you. Froggy showed this to me on in Stack DMs. That's awesome. It's a really, really cool little drawing for the summer. This right here. I mean, he said it's platonic, so I'm sure he'll be fine. What is he sucking on my finger? Like Docky, Google. Yeah, dude, listen, I will read any document as long as it's platonic, bro. Snaw, so real. Am I wearing glasses? Or are these just these massive circles? Next, Mugen, come to the US and be with us for World Cup, Prep for Olympics, Anime Expo. Someday I will. When I become French. But if I get invited to a NASCAR event before that, I'll go through the fucking bullshit of getting a visa. I'll go through the bullshit of paying hundreds of dollars and showing all my social media history. I will, okay? Draw this while watching the VOD of the last stream, but I can't decide on what I should put in the background. Any ideas? I love the energy drink. I love that. That's awesome. What should they put? What should they put, dude? What should they put in the back? A car? A car? A Wii? A poster? Add the 8-pack guy? Bro. Yeah, I think we're missing Genrex, yeah. Yeah, I think we're missing Genrex. Oh, damn, I missed the first half of the stream. I was watching Lord of the Rings. Hey, man, Lord of the Rings is as good as an excuse as it could get. Make it the back rooms. I thought of that too. A little bit. Add an AC unit? True. Good ideas. Tay, finished my work before I finished watching the VOD, so I thought I'd try doing a little Mugen painting. Dude, that's awesome. That is so fun. This is the type of shit I would want on like a tote bag, you know? That is so cool. It's so cute. Look at little Genrex, man. That's so awesome. Tay, that's amazing. Especially the lighting's awesome. This is so cute. Mugen is beloved. Google Dockies. Platonic Gunnar art. Gunnar art. Wait a second, bro. What is this, man? Hey, yo. Can I show this? Oh my God. Can I show this, bro? I mean, I guess I don't know. Twitch is tricky. Wait, let me download it and I'll censor it a bit further. Nah, wait a second, bro. Wait a second. God damn. Wait. I'm just gonna, if you guys want to see it right now, you can just join the Discord, but I'm just gonna open it in like Paint or some shit and wait, give me a sec. Let me just draw a little bit over it, you know, just to be safe. I wouldn't worry about YouTube, but I do worry about Twitch. So let me just draw a bit more. How do can I get a thicker fucking, hello? A thicker pen, bro. Where did I do that? Guys, trust me, it'll be worth it. It'll be very, very worth it once you see this. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I think this is good. I think this is good. Yeah. Okay. So these are papers meant to be dockies, and they're covering the crotch area. And here we can see low XP, Mujin with Jinrex right here. A Lego block. My drawing. What a fucking drawing, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. And it's high res as fuck. That's crazy. Faux Cupid. You have outdone yourself. Wow. Yeah, it's a sick art style. Just the everything from the line work, but also to the actual rendering. It's awesome. The coloring, everything. Yeah. If you guys want to see the whole thing, definitely go to the Discord. I'm not going to show like this. This is way too ambiguous. Let's just say that. But yeah, that's awesome. That is sick. That is sick. Now it's on my PC. I downloaded this. I downloaded this just so I could show it to you. And yeah, Fenris made this. Finish. This will be a keychain from upcoming con. That is awesome. That is so cool. I hope you sell out. I hope you sell out. It like completely fucking masterpiece painted on a chapel ceiling. The modern Mona Lisa. Fuck, I showed it. Shit. Anyway, forget about it. Forget about it, bro. Listen, forget about it, bro. But may I just say, Awuga, can you sign me a print of that, boss? Yeah, sure, dude. And band, that would be funny. That'll be fun. Listen, bro. Listen. I have. Should I cut that out for the VOD? I don't know, bro. Whatever, man. I should probably cut out the e-rape that happened midway through. But what I hate about YouTube's editing thing is that when you edit a VOD, it deletes the chat. I hate that shit, bro. I'm probably not gonna cut out anything. Sna is done with this. Oh, I see. Jinrex isn't biting my finger. He's just like, what the hell? That's awesome. Love how that turned out. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. And with the glasses. There we go. See, I knew it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's hope NASCAR isn't watching. Let's hope they are watching. Let's hope they are watching. Platonically, Ushi right here. Mujin X Doki. I know it's a bit shitty. Got exam tomorrow, so they did in 15 minutes. You did this in 15 minutes? That's impressive. Me kissing a Google Doc. Yeah, this is going to be me. This is going to be me in a few days once I'm done with this video. Yeah. Guys, my next video is going to be like 3 hours. Well, guaranteed over 2 hours. Closer to 3 hours, though, I think. Yeah. Fun. Really fun, dude. Really fun. Really fun, dude. Half the Cinder video. And it's going to be on the whole Teru doc. It's on my last stream, but this time it also has the responses and stuff. Sticker I made for the keychain. That is awesome, too. I saw this. Really cool. Really awesome. The only non-platonic relationship Mujin has. It's what? With Google Docs? Work in progress while watching the new video. It was so good platonically. It's soon 5 a.m., so I should probably try to sleep a bit too. That's awesome. Okay, that's sick. It's so awesome that you're watching a video of mine and you're drawing me too. That's so cool. I think the coffee date is going well, guys. I'm too tired for this shit. So tell me about the whole drama platonically. I think he likes me. He is staring at me for 5 hours now. So it's a long story. Yeah, you're going to stare at me like that for 3 hours now. Awesome, Silver. Awesome. Cursed Vector. Mujin when he sees a beautifully written doc. Wow. I love that, dude. That's awesome. Ascends beautifully. Yeah, this was me, dude. This was whenever Teru writes a doc, man. What can I say, bro? It's just whenever Teru writes something, it's incredible. It's incredible. Can we have that as a server sticker? I don't know if it would translate well the way it is right now, but we'll see. Maybe it's doable. We can try. Amazing though. Froggy with the Mujin Beach episode even included a little cameo of themselves. That's really cool. I saw this on Stack too. Speaking of Stack, there should be a full illustration coming out in like a few days, like 2-3 days. Yeah. Saw this tweet and had a vision. Holy shit, what is that? Why am I bald? If I was bald, you could expect me to turn up to the function wearing some bullshit like this. Snake Eyewear by Guifu. How much does that go for? I'm curious. How much does that go for, dude? Wait, how much does that shit go for, man? How much does that shit go? Listen, I'm not bald, but this is just for research. Snake Eyewear Guifu. How much? Is it just a concept? Yeah, I guess it is. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Bro helped me finish my work task, in parentheses, employment. I'm glad, dude. Finally finished catching up on that almost 6-hour stream. Bro. What the fuck, man? Irie. Eerie. However you want it to be spelled. Tell me. You are amazing. What the fuck? Wow. 2 versions as well, with me with glasses and without glasses. That's awesome. So cool. So clean. And such a sick art style. Dude, every single one of you has a different art style. That's so cool. That's so cool, man. Ah, a world without AI. Amazing job, Irie. And yeah, Fenris printed this. Oh my Kahoot. Should we do it now? I don't know. By the way, guys, massive shout out to Dia for helping to compile all the shit that happened with the whole Marvel Rivals drama. I was too busy working on the crazy ass 3-hour video that, yeah, big help. So shout out to Dia. But yeah, Fenris actually printed these out. And so these are stickers, and there's also keychains, and they're attending Hobby Horizon 17th and 19th of July, right? So if your guys are going to be in Vietnam during Hobby Horizon, definitely go check that out. And if you're not, you can still get it on ACG Goods, right? That's a website where you can just buy the products, right? So yeah, really awesome. Really awesome. I'll see if I can order them myself. And also I'll be going to Malaysia again on December. I'll be going to what the fuck is that shit called? There's like this massive anime convention in Kuala Lumpur on the 19th of December. So I'll be going there. I'll of course be going there with Bin and the new friend group that I made through Bin. So yeah, we'll be going there again. More Bin dates, just a little. I mean, they're not really dates, but yeah, we'll definitely see each other multiple times. When are we going to the Philippines? One day, dude. One day. One day. One day. Malaysia is like the only country on the planet that pretty much lets everyone go there without a visa, me included, even with my dog shit passport. Like almost ever. Like even if you come from a war, even I think Afghanistan can go to Malaysia. I could be wrong though. In any case, yeah. So that's one perk of Malaysia, and plus I love the country, I love the people, so it all works out, right? It all works out. But I definitely want to do a full Southeast Asia tour one day, full on Philippines. Indonesia, swing back to Malaysia, why not? You know, and Indonesia is a big country as well as Malaysia, so see multiple parts. Of course, pass by Bali a little bit, even though it's kind of, you know, super normie and touristic. What else is there? Yeah, there's Thailand, there's Vietnam, there's Cambodia, there's Myanmar. Hopefully I can go there. You know, hopefully the country's not at war anymore. That would be nice. But yeah, definitely. I want to go everywhere for sure. Oh, and there's Laos as well. Can't forget Laos. Hopefully the event management isn't dog shit this year. Listen, bro, I'll be completely honest with you. Okay. I want to go back to Malaysia. I want to see Bin again. Had a lot of fun last time. The convention is just an excuse for me to go and use company funds. Like it's so, you know, if I was American, this would be if I had an American corporation, this would count as a tax write-off, but there's no tax write-offs here, technically speaking. It's just like I can use my company money. So I don't give a fuck if the convention's good or not. But because I'm going there for quote unquote business, so the convention, I can actually buy the plane tickets using my company money, right? As opposed to using my personal funds. That's it. That's the only. I don't give a fuck if the whole thing is canceled. I don't give a shit. That's really it. Different type of fan art, I guess. Layout, logo, refactor, and Chibi Generax me. Original logo plus character designs. Wait. Nixon's coming in with a t-shirt design. What do you guys think? I think if I had to give my honest feedback, I'd think with this design, is this a fucking bug, bro? Is this what? With this design, I think this one works the best. Front with no back, just front by itself. This one works the best. If this were to actually be a t-shirt, I think the one completely on the left is what's without something at the back. It's kind of I think that would be overkill, but that's really, really cool. That is really, really cool. You did a great job. Yeah, first one works best. Why no back? I want something that's low key. I don't want something that's like that's my personal preference. When I wear a t-shirt, when I was a teenager, I used to love shit up in your face, you know, like yeah, Mugen, you know what I mean? Like, here it is. I love this. But as I've grown older, I like things that are more low key. So if someone knows what it is, they'll be like, hell yeah. But if someone doesn't know what it is, they'll be like, oh, this is a cool design. But I don't really care. You know, it's not all up in my face. Sharing this masterpiece again because banana. What the fuck is that? What did you do? What is this? What the I can't with you guys. I fuck. All right, I think that's a great spot to end the stream, guys. I think that's a yeah, I think yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough streaming for today, guys. Yeah, anyway, join the Discord if you haven't yet. Thank you for watching. Yeah. My family's coming by in the beginning of July. So hopefully I'll have the 3-hour video done before they come. So that's the plan. I'll do it. Yeah, that's not the plan. Like, I'll actually do it. Next stream, I don't know when that'll be, but I'll try my best to do it soon. Yeah. But this month was cool. I'm happy with how many streams we had. Three streams in June. That was really cool. What the fucking cat smiley face. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Platonically. Mugen telling us his family's coming with this in the background. I think they've seen worse at this point. Yeah, I think they've seen worse at this point, dude. They've watched some of my videos, and I do make some interesting jokes there too. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks so much for catching the stream. Whether you're here live or watching the VOD, if you actually made it to the end of the stream on a VOD, you're insane. You're crazy. You're like, wow. And yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. 3-hour-ish video coming out within the next few days, so expect that. So yeah, and I'll see you when I see you. Love you so much. Platonically. And yeah, take care, okay? Stay hydrated. Mwah!